Welcome back to Exactly What I'm Saying. Today, I get to talk to a former professional soccer athlete, coach at United FC, and the mastermind behind a free school program called Kickin Week. I'd like to introduce you all to my friend, Elma Nfor. Are you gonna leave the headphones on?
I mean, I don't know.
You kind of like it, don't you?
Yeah, I kind of like it.
All right, if you're rocking the headphones, I'll rock the
it's
headphones.
So clear.
Like, honestly, I love wearing the headphones, but some people don't want to. So, like, if people aren't wearing the headphones, then I don't wear them. But for me, it almost it transports me from real life into, like, I feel like I'm inside the podcast now. Like,
well, I think anytime I'm wearing a headset, it's usually to listen to music or play Call
Not
of Duty
yourself.
or something. So I feel what you say about like being in a different environment almost.
Well, and it's like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Like, my voice just sounds so
it's clean,
crispy, dude.
I can hear everything.
Yeah,
which is insane.
It's pretty cool.
I love it. I love it,
dude. And this toy here has some pretty fun stuff on it as well. Go ahead and tell me your best dad joke.
My best dad joke,
or knock, or just like you got. Just try to say something.
Why
funny.
the chicken crossed the road?
Why, Elma?
To get to the other side. Yo, that's awesome. Now that's what I'm talking about.
And then there's a couple more. I've also got. I could have used that one on you too.
I like that.
And then,
I like that. There we go.
Just a little applause.
Got the full setup here. Got the full
sir.
everything, man.
And I do have the ability to change all of those buttons.
Oh, nice.
Down the road, I just, I'm working on a theme song right now.
How do you program the noises? Like when you're going to change the buttons?
So, what it is there's, I don't want to take it out of record mode right now, but there's a way to navigate through there, but then there's another, this one's like a power, an outsourced power.
Yeah.
USB-C. There's another one that I can like connect it to the tablet, so that I can connect any audio file that I want to one of those buttons.
Love that.
So like if I put it on just hit once and it play, because some of it's like you have a setting where it's like hold it down, and like as long as you're holding it down, it plays.
Okay.
But if you let go, it stops. Or you hit it and it plays until it's done.
Oh, nice.
So like,
okay.
And it also has volume, so like
Oh, you guys have so much fun with that.
Oh, dude, it's been a blast, and I'm trying to. I did change them around. I put the buttons where I wanted, and the laughter one was already on there, but it wasn't set to a button.
Oh.
So then whenever I found it, I was like, well, that's
perfect.
That's gotta go with it. So eventually I might add some other stuff.
Okay.
But you said you have practice later?
Yeah, but way down the line. I gotta go do the setup and stuff like that. Outside? Yeah.
At least it's not cold.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I don't mind practicing in the rain. I actually like it.
So you're a soccer coach.
Absolutely. At United.
You coach at United and other places. We can get into the other places, but United is who you're coaching tonight?
United, yes.
United FC Club.
United 96 International FC. That's the official name.
96 is the year it was established.
Yes.
It's kind of funny to me that y'all didn't rebrand that. Because, like, low-key, I feel like you could have and been justified.
You know, we absolutely could have, but there's so much history. There's so much under that name that I think it was important for my brother and I to kind of keep that name. I mean, we've messed with things like the jerseys, the color of the jerseys. We've changed the logo a little bit, but
yeah, to make it more you. And
I think to all the alumni that come back to visit the club again, I think just that name
the
United
name
carries so much weight. Exactly.
I mean, I played for United.
Let's
Maybe I'll
go.
show up and be like, "What's up? Yes,
Hey, come through.
alumni
through.
here." And then those kids are just gonna squat.
The more the merrier. They love it.
They'll slash me, dude.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're very competitive, but at the end of the day, those kids are extremely welcoming.
Cool.
Extremely
No,
welcoming.
I believe it, dude. It's all about community, and it's all about
that's what
growing
we love.
and building together.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I'll fill in a little bit of the blanks here. So I know that several years ago, when did Emmanuel start taking over? Emmanuel is Elma's brother.
I think he took over right before COVID.
Yeah, because then COVID hit, which was I know he had told me that really, it was like a setback, but also it provided the time for him to really dive in to the business side.
Absolutely.
And like expense reports and
all that
budgets
all of that.
Like he was able, he was telling me, dude, I was so impressed because I want to know a lot of this stuff and I just don't.
Yeah.
And he is so knowledgeable. I mean, he's successfully keeping United FC afloat, or at least, and it was just him for a while.
Yes.
And then you came into the picture.
Yeah. So my brother has been, with United for the longest time, and he did that for a while I kind of moved around playing in different locations, and then as that was not necessarily dying down, but I think home is always home base. So the more I was, getting closer to home, the more it just made sense to kind of help him out with that.
And I mean, you have a love for soccer, like Emmanuel, and I know that I don't know that you accredit that all to your dad, but I know that from what Emmanuel has told me, that was something. Maybe you don't have it because of your dad, but your dad certainly had that passion and love for the sport and the game and the community around it.
Absolutely. My dad played a massive role in not only the day-to-day stuff, even though, like most loving fathers, they work a lot because, they got to provide. Same thing for my mom, but I think my dad, he was my first coach. The YMCA... we were the Flames, and man, that team was unique.
Was that in the States?
Yes.
Cool.
So, I remember my dad benching me and
snap.
so I got to experience all the hardships of the game early on directly from my dad. So, scoring 13 goals a game and thinking I was like the guy, and then my dad would be like, "You could have scored 20." And I'm like, yeah, 20, I got you. So, but he always set the bar high, and I don't think he set out to set the bar high. I think it was just one of those things. He never, look at the size of my head. He never wanted my head to grow any bigger.
You're right. He said, "Son, your head is big enough."
Constant humbling, but at the same time, it gave me kind of something to fight against in a healthy way. Like he'd be like, "You didn't score 20." Next week I'd be like, "I scored 20." He's like, "You didn't score 21?" I think in my high school season, he made a deal with me that he would buy me a cell phone if I scored 40 goals that season.
That's a lot.
Which is
goals,
insane.
Though. Yeah.
I scored 41 goals that season.
No way.
And I got my phone. So,
Yes. What age group was it?
This was like U15 through U18.
And do you know how many games you had during the season?
I think we had like 38 games or something, because a teammate of mine named Amar, he currently plays professionally right now, but out of the 41 goals I scored, he had like 30-something assists of those 40.
Oh, heck
so
yeah,
me and him were locked in. I was like, I need that phone. Yeah,
like,
Amar.
Amar, dude, I need a phone.
I need a phone.
I need a phone, bro.
Help me out. Give me the ball. And he understood the assignment.
Obviously, I want to win.
Oh, yeah.
Let me,
Give me the ball.
Johnny scored enough goals. Yeah, he's already got a phone.
Come on, he has a phone.
Johnny's got two phones. Johnny's got 2 phones.
Give me one. Yeah, no, it was to have teammates that they made it a joy to not only play, but it takes a special person to know how to lose. And I had 100%. Teammates that they want to win more than anything, but they're also humble enough when they lose. So, in that season where I scored a lot of goals, we didn't necessarily win every game, but man, what a season it was,
dude! And like, I mean, that's just good sportsmanship. But also, it's like if you lose a game and you genuinely like, just because you lost doesn't mean you didn't play a good game.
Absolutely.
Honestly, Absolutely. the games that you see, even like watching teams. The game where your team wins by 1 is so much better than the terrible game where your team won by 10. Because at some point, I mean, that can actually be kind of fun in like the pro level.
To get your stats up, because you get paid, especially at the pro level. We had like goal bonuses, assist bonuses. If I'm on the team, on the field and we win, I get a bonus for that.
Oh, cool.
Clean sheet bonuses for the keepers if we don't get scored on. And, playoff bonuses.
This is in the pros.
This is in the pros.
So this is a perfect segue. Former professional athlete. Did you start the pros or did you start college?
I did the whole amateur, semi-pro, pro, all
That's
that.
What I thought.
The whole
So, like,
thing.
you skipped college.
I did not, actually. Oh. I wish I would have. But
so you were going to college while being a pro athlete.
So, okay,
they were like, Elma would love to have you on the team, and you're like, son.
Hold on. So let me break down how this whole thing worked.
Okay.
So after leaving Western Hills, I went.
High school?
Yes, high school. After leaving Western Hills High School, I went to a JUCO in South Carolina called Spartanburg Methodist. I spent 2 years there, then transferred to Wingate University in North Carolina, where I won a national championship there. Then after that, I played at the professional level.
Snap.
After playing for Asheville City in the semi-pro level.
Didn't you do some stuff with LCFC, Louisville City Football Club?
So I used to train with them during the summer.
You trained with them.
Yes. So
okay.
While I was in college, I was training with them over the summer to kind of put my name out there, see if they could pick me up.
But you weren't pro yet.
Not pro yet.
You were just training with them. Was that like with Tabani?
With all of them. James O'Connor, Tabani, all of them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I don't think I know James O'Connor, but Tabani... he was around. He was the goalkeeper coach.
I still train with him every Friday.
Yeah, he was the goalkeeper coach for United, and then he actually transferred to Javanon the same year that I did.
Yeah.
But I still kind of knew him by name and face, but he had never coached me. And then, shoot, this was such a long time ago, but he ended up filling in as like he wasn't the head coach of the team, but he was acting as the head coach. The head coach was no longer there.
Yeah.
He was okay and was still the head coach of the team.
Yeah.
Tabani was just taking over for him for a while.
Okay.
And I loved that dude.
Oh,
like it was a gangster coach. Yeah. He also like he really inspired confidence in me, dude, and like the whole team. Like we played great. Played against United. Broke a couple ankles, not physically. Broke a couple ankles though on some ex teammates that felt really good.
Love that.
Because I it was a fun time. Tabani's cool, but so. How old were you when you officially went? Did you play the college? Were you playing for those universities?
Yes. So I played 2 years at Spartanburg, and the hope was always to go D1. I think any young athlete's always thinking, like, if I can skip college and go straight pro, great. But if I can go to college, I'm going D1.
Right.
And
get your name out
This was always, the idea for me. And then in high school, I tore my ACL.
Dude.
And then when I was recovering from that, I lost my father. And then the next year after that, I tore my other ACL. And then my senior year, I went back to Cameroon to, put my father to rest.
Yeah, I remember when you and Emmanuel.
Exactly.
We weren't as close then.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember when Emmanuel took that trip, and he was like, bro, next time we go, like, you got to come with.
Yes. I mean, besides the reason as to why we were going back, Cameroon, a vibe. I think you especially would love it.
Let's dance.
Any creative person. Cameroon's like a free plane for you to just create. Just
I won't talk about it right now, but there's a specific story that Emmanuel told me from this time.
Yeah.
Something about like you guys going into like this hut, super nice guy, and him just showering you in gifts.
Yeah.
We will talk about that later,
Absolutely,
but it always brings a smile to my face.
Yeah.
And also, Emmanuel, as I'm sure, I know you have a lot of the same spirit. I remember during that time, he was like posting pictures on Facebook of like a toilet. And it was like, yep, we have these in Africa too. Like, FYI, white people, we have toilets in Africa.
You know, it's one of those things where when I came back and we have a video of the whole ceremony.
Yeah.
I showed a couple of my friends the burial process.
Yeah.
And for us, pretty much we lower the coffin in and then we put some, dirt, fresh soil on him. And then the family members get on top and we dance on top of the soil. And they continue to put soil until the whole thing is filled up. And my friends here seeing that, they were just mortified. They were just like, what's
like watching videos of it? Or,
yeah, like watching the entire ceremony of us doing that. And for us, this isn't necessarily a death. It's a celebration.
Yes.
So we're having a good time handing out food. And keep in mind, this is a funeral.
Yeah.
And then when we came to the States to see funerals here, we were almost like, what's going on? Why are we so like...
Dude, honestly, I felt this way for a long time, but it was when Emmanuel was when you guys went back to Cameroon and he had come back and was telling me about the funeral services in Cameroon, and I'm sure that it's more widespread than just Cameroon.
Absolutely,
but he was just describing how it's viewed more as a celebration of life, and he told me about the dancing. I forgot about the detail of slowly adding the dirt, but as you were telling me, that familiarity was coming back, and I was like, man, like that's what I want. That's how I want.
That's beautiful.
Like obviously you're free to be sad, you're free to mourn.
Absolutely.
But and like my grandmother passed a few months ago, and while we weren't dancing and stuff like that, too bad. But while we weren't dancing and stuff, we were communing and laughing and joking and like, kind of doing what we would do with like when we were all at grandma's house, and it was cool because we got to see all the cousins in the same place again for the first time in a long time. And while it was sad, it did feel more like a celebration than some ceremonies I've been to.
Now, I can completely understand crying at a funeral.
Absolutely.
I completely understand that. I think just the thing from our perspective, it's more of the human body, there's so many limitations to it.
Yeah.
So when someone's free from that, and they can be even bigger, even more vast than they already are within themselves, I think that's something spectacular to celebrate.
Absolutely.
And if you catch me crying at a funeral, these are tears of joy. Like,
yeah,
man, this person is now one with the universe. Literally, whether you call that a god or whatever you want to call it, they are free to be with that thing now.
Yes.
And they're not shackled down with the race, caste, creed, all the things that come with being in the physical body. So
100%. That pain is gone, and now you're a part of this. Because like the earth, is one giant living organism.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was actually talking to somebody about this on the show last night or the night before.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite remember, but how I'll keep it kind of quick because I've talked about it before. But there is a sandstorm that happens yearly in the Sahara
Mm-hmm.
that whooshes up all of this sand into the sky, and then it travels via cloud across the ocean and is like dropped into the Amazon, and that gives the Amazon soil the nutrients that it needs to have the ecosystem survive. That is the Amazon, and like if that didn't happen, maybe the Amazon would be completely different. Exactly. But it just shows how the earth is one living and breathing unit, and we are a part of that.
Absolutely. And I think too often we allow our minds to separate things. And obviously through evolution it's been for our survival. You know, that's a bear and this is a cat, so I pet this and don't pet that.
Well, you should be safe.
You should be safe.
Even just nature without animals is dangerous.
Exactly. But I think we have allowed it to go to a point where, I mean, if you look at our current situation in this country, we have divided so many things up that now it's hard to even communicate with someone without sifting through all the things that they identify with or are and are not, or it's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot.
Your brain the brain isn't communicating with the arms and the legs, and you got the arm over here punching the leg.
That's like a beautiful way to put it.
It's like, listen to me, arm, stop doing that. Yes. It hurts.
Yes. Ultimately, we are one. If you look at nature, everything's interacting with each other. They all need each other. They all, this person or this thing has something that this thing needs. Yes. And vice versa. So, the idea of competition is good, especially for me as an athlete. Yeah. But at the same time, that's why I like Africa, because, like I said, if you're a creative, then me and another creative don't ever butt heads. We always figure out a way to make our art coexist together.
What kind of art do you do?
I do. Some might not see this particularly as art, but I do. Cool. I do the screaming in the gym with kids art.
Oh, hell yeah.
My art is unique in the sense that you have to have a certain love for just insanity.
Yeah, dude. No,
You know what? Okay, the people listening and watching might not know what I do, so let me take this.
Yeah, no. Please take this. I wanted to get into this because I know you do so much more than just Coach United, so please, yes.
Yeah, so while I do love soccer, and soccer is everything to me, the majority of the reason that I started playing soccer was to work with kids, ultimately. So what I do, and I stumbled across this through a lot of trying different things. Yeah. From working with the elderly to working in daycares to volunteering in nonprofits and etc. I go to elementary schools and I, for lack of a better way to put it, I have a good time.
Wait. Oh, so hold up. So for one question with
Absolutely.
This, is it, do you have like a contract and a work schedule with a couple of different schools the way you come this frequent or every week or every month, or are you just like, hi, I'm Elma, not Elmo. I like to empower children through sports and having the free space and the safe space to be a kid with an adult who is capable of making sure everyone is safe, but not stealing that
joy.
That joy. Yeah. You're like meeting them where they are while also maintaining supervision and safety.
You got it.
So what do you guys do?
There are millions of adults out there that are better at the adulting stuff than I am.
Sure.
So I let them show us their expertise in that.
Love it.
They got it down. My job is to remove whatever restrictions is on the child in the time that I'm in the school.
Yes.
And what I found, and I've been to schools all over the place because, I played soccer professionally. So I was looking for something to do while I moved around. And taking a bag of soccer balls into a gym, that's about as mobile as you can get with this stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't have any contracts with anybody. Whatever state I'm in, I just go to a school. Hey, here's my background check. Here's the recommendation letters from all the other places. This is what I do. It's 100% free.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you get paid to do that?
Free. Out of pocket for the last 7 years. I'm not interested in the money because usually come Friday, the end of the week, I've been paid 10 times over. Whether it's in laughter, whether it's in beautiful moments like kids figuring out, I can juggle a soccer ball more than 3 times. And I'm like, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign up for soccer. I'm like, oh, tears of joy. But, I go in there to teach them basic soccer skills. But I always tell, whether it's the PE teacher in there, if the kid's in there shooting basketball, for example, I do not tell them to stop shooting basketball. I encourage them to try to head it in with their head or kick it in with their feet.
Be creative.
The last thing I want to do is stifle that child's love for basketball because I'm a soccer player.
Yeah, no. You're just trying to turn athleticism into art.
There it is. I tell the kids, some of you might be over there in that corner picking your nose. Some of you might be over there playing with your hair.
Try flicking it into the basket.
Whatever your heart is telling you to do in that hour or 45 minutes that I'm there with you, do it. This is it. Now, obviously, we have the adults in the room that are always watching, so there's no bullying and you're no hitting each other, things like that. But 99% of the time, once you remove those restrictions from those kids, you will see what that child loves. Like, I'm talking like loves, like is willing to do it, whether a teacher is telling them to do it or not, whether a parent's there or not. And it's beautiful.
Dude, that is some of the coolest and most inspiring, and that is art.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, low key, because I mean, you make money through other sources, coaching through your coaching, and like that is how you have chosen to spend a large chunk of your free time.
A majority of it, yes.
And man, the fact that you don't even ask for money, like, not that I get why you don't, because you want it to be accessible, right?
Number one, I want it to be accessible. Number two, after being a professional athlete and watching a lot of money move around, that changes people.
Yeah.
It changes people's approach to what they're doing, and it removes the innocence from the thing. And if I'm working with kids, I'm in the realm of innocence. I do not want anything not innocent in that space.
No, and man, like this is the most detail I think we've gotten into, because I never like asked if you've gotten paid for like the stuff you do at schools, and I didn't know that you just kind of showed up with a bag of soccer balls and was like, would you guys, is it usually day of, or do you schedule it in advance?
So let me tell you a quick story. As a matter of fact, the first set of emails I ever sent out in Kentucky, and the first PE teacher to respond, I still talk to him till today, and he always tells me, first time I saw that email, I had to ask some of my other teachers, like, is this fake? Like, is this even a real program? That shows you how, like, I literally bought a bag of soccer balls from Walmart, and I just walk up to a school like, hey, I'm a soccer player. Can I do this free program? A couple of them said no. And then over time,
you get one that says yes.
You get one that says yes. And in the email, I say, it's guaranteed that your school, your students will love it. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because, again, we're working in the realm of innocence.
And you... I mean, I always have a good time whenever I'm hanging out with you,
and vice versa.
And I can see just like you. I think I harness a lot of the same energy that you do, but not the same stamina.
And I accredit that stamina to number one, doing and always finding things that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
But number two, also subconscious programming. because every school I go to, I have a whole presentation I do with the kids. And one of the things that I do is I always tell them, before we get started, there's a few things you need to know about me.
Yeah.
Number one, I have a lot of energy all the time. And keep in mind, I say this in every state, in every school, for every class for a whole week straight. So at this point, my body is programmed for more energy.
You're just like feeding off of it.
I went to Speedway yesterday, actually, and I'm standing in line, and the little girl at the counter with her mom turns around, makes eye contact with me, and I remember her from Collins Lane Elementary.
Oh, okay, so yeah, she was one of your
immediately this little girl students. Just, I know you, you're blah, blah, blah. And now the mom turns around, and the mom doesn't know who I am.
Yeah, she's like,
the mom's just seeing this black dude, and like, she's like looking at me. I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. And now the little girl's like, no, you came to my school. And this little girl rattles off everything about me. I'm talking my age, when I was born, everything, what school I went to, everything. And
do you know how much time had passed and like approximately how old she was?
She had to have been either like first grade, second grade.
So that's like what, like 7?
Yeah.
8, 7, 8.
Very young.
And a few months
very
passed.
young. And last time I went to Collins Lane, it was like maybe what, 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Yeah. So I mean, it was yesterday that you. Yeah. So I mean, I only asked because I think that like the age, like that just shows of the impact that the positive impact that you're putting on these kids. That like, you know, maybe you ask that kid what they learned in math yesterday, and they're like, oh, but I can tell you every single game that I played with Elmo.
It's wonderful because I was talking to my sister, and I go live on TikTok a lot because this is another way that I interact with the kids. And if you go on there, you'll see a bunch of these kids have created TikToks. They find my YouTube. They find my Instagram. They're commenting on it. Come back to my school. Come back to our school. And to me, I don't think there's a dollar amount that you could put on that.
No, and like,
which is why asking for money wouldn't even. I wouldn't know how much to ask you for.
Dude,
that would equate to that.
You know, I don't know the logistics of it, but the only reason I want to encourage money to come in at all is so that you can just full-time focus on that. You know, I see how much joy it brings you, and like it is just like that is your art, that is your passion. It's so beautiful, man.
You know, that's also something I have considered because we are still in America at the end of the day. You still need money to survive in this place.
Gas.
Absolutely. So, you know, I've considered what ways can I bring in income to where I could just go put it back into the schools
and pay your bills.
And stuff like that. So, I would say as of now, where I am, it allows me the freedom to invest more into the kids and not necessarily worry about myself. But that's always been a thought. So don't think I'm like anti getting paid. It's just
no.
The sweetness of this has been too much.
Yeah, dude. That's so cool. And so you always bring the bag of balls. That's like all you bring though. The bag of soccer balls and your energy.
Soccer balls.
Do you organize certain games or?
So I have a whole, I wouldn't want to say presentation, but for lack of a better term, presentation that I run them through. Essentially, I bring a bag of soccer balls and a loudspeaker of some sort.
Cool. For music. Cool. You're not like speaking through the.
No.
Loki was imagining the little headset and you bouncing around like now, Richard Simmons. All right, kids, let's go.
I started doing this in Asheville, North Carolina, and I used to go to schools and they used to give me the headsets. But I project.
You're loud. Yeah.
I'm loud.
On the soccer field, dude, you want
loud.
People to hear you.
And Tiffany Marsh, shout out to my choir teacher, Tiffany Marsh.
Shout out Tiffany Marsh.
She used to tell me all the time, Elma, you project.
You really project.
Which is a way of saying, bro, you loud.
Yeah. Have you considered Broadway?
You project. So, being someone who's always, I guess, naturally loud, I wouldn't need the headset. So I don't.
Sure.
When I go in there, I tell them keep any microphones away from me, and which actually leads me to, because of going in there with a speaker, there's 2 kids in every school that have become my favorite.
Oh yeah.
And I will tell those to you now.
Is it because they really react to like a song that you like?
Child number 1 is the child that walks in like that, plugging up their ears.
Up their ears.
Now, these kids, what they've done for me is allowed me to be a little bit more conscious of super sensitive people. Not people trying to control me.
Yeah.
And I've told you about, the people calling the cops on me at the soccer field for just existing. Not that. There's people who are just trying to police you, and then there's people that are overly sensitive or
just
like they get stimulated very easily. So that number 1 student has like really opened up my eyes to like, hey Elma, you have a lot of energy and you're always on like a million, but not everyone is there, not necessarily because they don't have energy, but because they're just sensitive to certain things, noises, sounds, etc. So when those kids walk into my class, immediately I grab one of these. Would you like a headset, or would you like me to turn the music down? And usually they pick this because they too want to enjoy the music, just not as
loud.
So
you have an external thing where they can hear, so they can
exactly. Still,
but
it reduces a lot of the noise.
And that was the thing you started after the number 1 kid.
And these kids teach me this stuff every day. And
that's so cool though, like the way you're meeting them where they are on so much more than just a like kid level. You're also meeting them on like a human, like they are little humans and they are
absolutely
innocent, like embodied innocence, but like they still have very real and human emotions and feelings and sensitivities.
Absolutely.
Like you said. That's so cool.
I dread a child not being able to go through my program for whatever reason. This is why I make it a point to go to every school for 1 whole week.
Yeah.
I make it a point to see every single class, even the special needs classes.
Yeah.
And I adjust my lessons for them. But most of the time, I found the kids in those classes do not want me to adjust the lesson because what they want the same lesson as everybody else. And if there's something in there that they find challenging, they are so creative.
Yeah.
They will always find a way to. I went to Bridgeport Elementary, and one of my favorite students was this little kid in a wheelchair. And I do a juggling process with them where they have to bounce it, kick it, catch it. And he's in a wheelchair, he's looking around, and so he just says, forget the bouncing, I'm just going to throw it up and try to kick it.
Oh, so his legs worked.
Well,
he could move them kind of.
He could move to about his knees, and then he would just try his best with his feet. But it's, to me, the attempt alone. I try my best not to cry in front of the kids.
Dude,
but
I'm
telling you, on Friday, I walked out of that building, and before I could even start crying, that kid was like over in the corner. He said, Elma. And I said, I had to hold it together till I got in the car, and then, but just to see that kid smiling and still trying to play soccer.
Yeah.
To me.
And did you guys did you guys change anything up, or did you just let him keep trying and made sure the environment was fun around him?
So one thing I do is I bring a speaker, soccer balls, and I go to Dollar Tree, Dollar Zone, Family General, and I buy thousands of stickers. Every Dollar Tree in the state of Kentucky should know who I am by name. What I do with those stickers is as soon as a child attempts something, I put a sticker right on their face. So most of these kids on Monday will be walking out of the gym covered in stickers.
Because once they realize that, they love it.
And and the kids in the hallway are now looking at the kids leaving the gym like, what's going on in there? And by Tuesday, midday Tuesday, the whole school's like, what's going on in the gym? Some crazy guy's in there with a wig on his head.
Do you put a wig on?
So, funny thing. Oh my goodness.
Every time?
let me tell you guys how this. See, this is the beauty of life. I started going to these schools, and I would sweat a lot. Being a bald dude, it's hot in there, high energy, a lot of kids. I would sweat a lot, and I was trying to figure out how to stop myself from sweating, but not always have to go wipe sweat off my face. So when I went to Dollar General to buy these stickers, I saw this little $1.50 washcloth, this black washcloth. So I just took it, threw it on my head, and I would use that to wipe my sweat. But then when I got to the schools with the washcloth, the kids were like, "That's not hair, you're bald." and as soon as they said that, the alarm in my head was like, there you go. There's your thing. So it wasn't necessarily get a wig. So I just kept that on my head. And with every class that came in, now my presentation was like, the third thing you need to know about me is I have amazing hair. And then I'll do this to flip my hair. The rag falls off. The kids lose their mind. Yeah. So it's only till recent that I actually got an actual wig to put on my head. And once they saw that, they just lose it even more. Because I would go to Collins Lane with a rag on my head and try to convince them it's hair. And then the next year when I showed up, I'd have an actual wig. And they'll go, "That's still not real hair." And it's one of those kids. Like when the child at the gas station saw me, one thing that she was saying was, "You're bald. You don't have hair." And I guess to the parent, not knowing who I am and not knowing the interaction, they looked mortified.
Like, why do you know that this dude's bald?
Yeah, why are you calling this man bald? You don't know him.
Oh, that.
Meanwhile, I have seen that child probably like 4 or 5 times already, and that's usually the case with most of these parents.
Because they don't
They don't know.
They probably don't even know what some of their teachers look like.
Exactly.
Until they get parent teacher day or whatever.
All that. So when I'm interacting with these kids on whether it's TikTok, whether it's in public, I always have to keep in the back of my mind, hey, these parents, to them, they're trying to protect their kid, and they don't know who you are, some random dude, talking to their kid. So some of the interactions I've had with parents have not been very pleasant, for that.
You got to kind of explain yourself.
Hey, absolutely. And again, that's understandable.
But has it all ended positive?
Yeah.
Once they figure out who you are.
Elmo, my daughter came back with a paper and she said, some guy from school, bald guy. You're that guy? Yeah, it's me. But after we go through that, but most of these parents, again, since I do this for free and all the time and everywhere, I see their kids in school, after school, wherever.
In the park.
Constantly. Before, their kids, before the parent ever sees me.
No, you're shaping the minds. You're shaping the young minds in such a positive way that, man, it really does just meet them where they are in so many different ways. And God, it's truly beautiful, dude. I have asked 1.5 questions that I actually prepared for, and we've been talking. I could seriously just talk about this all day because it's so fascinating is the wrong word. It's so inspiring to me, and I feel like this is just something that our world in general lacks. And you're not only out there doing it, you're doing it with no expectation of money, with no, this is on top of your day job. Yeah. Or, you're a soccer coach, so night job. But you're doing it on top of all of your, main responsibilities and paying your bills. And then it's that is also kind of what you do for work.
Yeah.
But in a way, your work is your art, and your art extends beyond work.
Yeah. It's all interconnected, and I love it. And I think it's just one of those things where the more you do it, the more energy you get, the more life you get, the more. One kid tried to make fun of me on TikTok, and he was like, you look 20, calling me old. And I was like, wow, kid, you've just blessed me. I'm 30 years young.
Yeah, like, 20 is actually a compliment.
Yeah, you've cut off.
That, kid.
You've looked at me, and your brain has said he looks 20.
But when you're 8, that feels like ancient.
I was like, thank you. So I think he was a little confused as to why he insulted me, and I said, thank you.
That's hilarious. But, I mean, that's how you should respond to kids insulting you anyway. Or like...
I'm glad you said that. Kids have been one of the biggest sources of just self-development for me.
Yeah.
Ever. And I would encourage more people to find something around kids. Again, that realm of innocence, to me, what comes from them is taken in a lot more. Because they don't have any ulterior motive behind what they're doing or saying. They just do it.
You're bald.
You're bald.
Yeah, they're not necessarily trying to be mean.
Yeah, they're just saying what it is. Like, you're a bald dude standing in front of me. I'm not trying to be mean. So there's been moments where, kids will say something and I'll feel something within myself. And then that's for me to go home and be like, when that child said that, why did you feel that internally?
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
Because you are working around innocence. Why did you feel that? And then I'll understand, there's something in me that I have not dealt with. And so I got to do that work.
Yeah.
If I want to present myself to those kids in a manner where they go, that guy's also innocent like us.
Have you ever been to like therapy or anything like that?
I have not, but I am completely open to it.
Dude, I feel like you could be a therapist. Like, some of the stuff you're saying, I'm like, bro, how about, like, you walk into the therapist office, like, a couple months in, and the therapist is like, I can't do anything here. No, I'm sure you got stuff. We all got stuff to work on, but I mean, just the way you're receiving all of it is just so inspiring, and I think we could all learn a lot from it.
I would love for someone to get in my head, honestly. Because there's things like me, I don't like sleeping. I'm still psychologically trying to figure out why that is. I don't like eating. Like,
what?
I will eat, but...
And you will sleep, because, like, you have to.
But not even that. Like, I'll sleep when I pass out. Like, if I look at my watch right now, it tells me how long I've slept. 5 hours and 27 minutes is the average. That, like, an average, I even use that loosely. It's usually like 4 or less. 5 is like, you really did a good job today.
Yeah.
But I've noticed if I sleep 6, 7, 8 hours, I will feel sluggish and tired.
And there's science behind that too.
Is there really?
I think so. I mean,
because I was starting to think I was broken.
I think 8 hours is. I think traditionally they say, and I'm not a scientist, but I think 8 hours, 6 to 8 is good. But I'll just over exaggerate so that I know that I'm saying like the truth. Like if you sleep 12 hours, you sleep 12 hours straight. That's 4 more than you needed, and actually your body does feel more tired, more sluggish because of that. And so maybe like the way you're programmed, you're more like, the 8 hours is just more than your body needs.
I guess so.
And I mean, you've never...
And I slept this way, did the same thing while being a professional athlete.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I used to practice things like Ramadan. I had Muslim teammates. I'm not Muslim. But
just in solidarity, or
number one, to learn more about what they're doing and how it affects them and things like that. Because even though I'm not Muslim, I just like to know.
Yeah, dude.
I like to know.
And like show some respect to their culture, and
absolutely,
if that's your team, and like you're now creating a stronger bond with your team through understanding and practice and learning.
And those guys were gracious enough to not only allow me to practice that with them, because this is something sacred, but to also present me with a Quran at the end of that.
That's the book,
the holy book. It's the final testament.
The final testament.
So to me, whether it's the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, Egyptian Book of the Dead, whatever text it is, if it has some kind of spiritual value to it, give it to me.
Sure, dude.
Give it to me. So I really appreciated my teammates for presenting me that Quran.
Through education like that, and learning like the finer details of different religions and different belief systems,
Yes.
it becomes clear how similar they all are.
Absolutely.
A lot of times it's, some of them are even the same God, they're the same God. They're just different methodologies
of getting there.
Getting there.
Absolutely.
And a lot of those methodologies are also still the same. It's very small details or practices, and obviously there's a lot of different faiths and yeah. I'm not trying to say they're all the same or anything like that, or discredit anything.
Yeah.
But it really just kind of shows again how similar people are.
Absolutely.
We're all a part of this big body of Earth, and we all have similar ways of thinking.
Yeah, and like you said, if you look at all of them, most of them are relatively similar because, again, everything is one. But there's slight differences, again, because we are all different on this planet Earth. While everything is one and is interconnected and works together on this planet Earth, we also have different fingerprints.
Yeah.
I was telling one of my friends who asked me about, fitting in and being unique and all this and kind of balancing the two. I mentioned to them, if you just look down at your hand, you'll find your answer because everybody's fingerprints is different. This makes you unique, stand out. But at the same time, you don't have to worry about fitting in because if we are all different in this room, then we all fit in by being all different.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where trying to fit in to me almost seemed like a lost cause because then you're going to erect something false to fit in under.
For sure.
Your humanity is good enough. You fit in enough being human like all the other humans.
I agree. I've never been one to I've never fit into the cliques. Like in high school, like church youth group, they would be friends, or they would be. I had friends in almost every single clique.
Yes,
and I considered everyone a friend, but then there were some people in those cliques that would actually call me, and then there were others that I didn't even have their number and would barely talk to me and. I'm not saying that they didn't like me, but we weren't as close.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And they would make me if I cared.
Yeah.
They would make me feel like I didn't fit in, but I already knew I didn't fit in as far as what they were looking at.
Absolutely.
And I didn't care about that. I just wanted to make connections and make friends and commune with cool people, like-minded people, and that doesn't always come down to the way we dress or the way that we I think it comes out there are some things that I won't commune with certain people because of.
Absolutely.
But as long as you're not hitting those things and you're nice and you're cool and we can talk, because I found myself oftentimes friends with the people that were often by themselves. I would end up becoming friends with them, and it just was what it was. And sometimes it was always positive, but sometimes that meant I had some person always reaching out to me, always kind of they would want to stick to my hip, and that was okay. I didn't care that the person even weirder than me from these jerks with these crazy fitting in standards wanted to be in my presence more. I'd be like, you know what, bro? Let's hang, let's chill, we're friends.
What you're speaking of there will go to the second child in these schools that I've learned the most from. There's one child that will walk into every class I'm teaching, and immediately they will go to my speaker or they will come to me because I project, and they will put their hand right here. Or they'll go to the speaker and they'll put their hand right where the speaker head is, where the sound's coming from, and they'll put their hand right there and they'll just close their eyes and just listen. That child is feeling the vibration.
Is he deaf?
No, this child's not deaf, but that child that just likes to feel the vibration of things. So one child comes in like this, who's very highly sensitive to noise, and the other child comes in that actually like goes and touches my throat when I'm speaking to hear the vibration, or touches the speaker. So I think I use those two kids when I'm going into any room. One, I listen for the vibe.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if the vibe of the person I'm speaking to is right, I speak to them. Just because we are one doesn't mean, like you said, to let everything slide. As you see in our current situation, there's a lot of chaos, a lot of evil, a lot of wrong being done.
Dude, yeah.
And we can't just be like, oh, the world is one. No, there's some things we cannot excuse. So
that's not what we mean by the world.
Just to clarify, because the world is one doesn't mean excuse everything. No. There's certain behavior that's happening in our country right now that is just absolutely.
There's a lot of cancerous cells.
It's abysmal to watch.
Yeah, that would be much better not.
Absolutely.
Not infecting the whole body.
Absolutely.
Because that's the thing too, is like, when you look at the grand population of the world, and then you look at, there's a lot of bad people out there, right? But when you look at the heads in charge and the real bad eggs, and you know who I'm talking about. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. When you look at those people, the Epstein Island guys, and the people who are in power and control in this world, both in this country and in the rest of the world, they are a pretty small fraction of us.
Absolutely.
And all they are is cancer cells that are damaging and making sick the rest of the body.
Well, it's tough. It's tough to. Yeah, it's tough to think about. I think the system's been set up in a manner where it's like a pay to live, pay to play system, and
by those people, by the same people.
The issue with that is whoever's got the most money, they can buy their way around the monopoly board as much as possible.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. However, just like society is an agreement made by all of us that we're gonna, follow the laws, and means this is $1, and these coins mean it's less than $1.
Yes.
We can at any moment as a people, because we can choose to not follow this stuff. But
it takes unity and a true commitment. It takes a true commitment, because that's the thing, is all of the money that you have, every single portion of your life now has to be altered in some way.
Yeah.
And it has to, whatever the system is, and not only do you have to stand by that system, so do the other people that you're trying to trade with.
Yeah, you have to.
And that's the scary part. But I agree. Something's gonna give
Something's
at some
gonna
point.
Give.
At some point, something's gonna give.
Yeah.
Do I know the solution? No. But am I able to look at it and realize that we're not headed down a very sustainable path? 100%. I know somebody way more qualified than me should get on it, and there are people on it. They're just being ignored.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's the problem. They're not the ones in power, and their ideas are not
being listened.
They're not monetarily beneficial to the rich.
There it is.
To the 1%ers out there. They don't benefit. The 1%ers don't benefit, so they have no interest, dude. Keep poisoning the people.
Now, I don't want to.
They keep eating it.
I don't want to flip this to where I'm asking you the questions, but I'll ask you one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you think we have enough money to properly feed people in the United States?
100%.
Then we have to ask ourselves, why isn't it being done? Because we just got into another war with another country, Iran. We just bombed them.
Yeah.
That's money. Every single, whether it's a missile being dropped, that is money. So I need people to understand that in this monetary
It's a
system,
lot of money.
it's a lot
Too.
of money. And that money's coming from somewhere, and it's coming from the hardworking people. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, whether those troops go to Iran and they get all the oil or not, the question is when they come back, will they be taken care of? With
Dude,
all the money that we have sent to go blow whatever up,
dude,
when they come back, how will they be received? And that should tell you pretty much the outlook on those people.
dude. It's a complete like lack of valuing.
I think it's a slap
life.
in the face.
It's a slap in the face. It's a slap to the human race.
It's a slap.
It is a slap to life.
To life. To life.
It's.
I agree.
And like honestly, I've not been vegetarian for quite some time, and I wasn't very good at staying like up to like getting the nutrition that I needed when I was vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that was because about a year and a half in, lost my job. I was like 21. I was broke, and
that's tough.
I could only eat so many
Absolutely.
dollar cheese pizzas.
Ooh, man,
dude, I was like feeling sick.
Yeah.
So like I started eating meat again, but I did come at it with like a whole new respect towards that animal because. What inspired my decision was I was working, and this was, this would have been like 14 years ago when I had the inspiration to become vegetarian.
Yeah.
I was working at the Target at Bashford Manor Lane.
Mm-hmm.
The grocery store was still pretty new. It's like way more established now when you walk in. But the grocery store was still pretty new, and it was much smaller than it is now, and every single day I would throw away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of meat and vegetables and stuff on the shelf that's in a box that's expired. It's not even expired. It expires in like 2 days or 1 day, and all this stuff. And like I asked him one time, I was like, hey, my grandma, she's got a deep freeze, and she literally, I always describe her as the person who is able to turn was it 2 fish and a loaf of bread and feed the thousands.
Feed thousands, yeah.
That was that woman. Like, she was a miracle worker. She had that ability. She was poor, but everyone always was fed, and there was always leftovers.
That's creativity right there,
bro. It's creativity. And I was like, can I take some of this meat? Like, I could load up her deep freeze in one night of throwing away stuff, and I threw away stuff every night, and it crushed my soul. And like they said, they can't do that because of liability reasons.
It is.
Blah, blah,
I got a story for you.
But they were like, we donate it. We donate it sometimes.
Yeah.
I worked there for 9 months. They never donated it.
I got stories for you,
brother.
I got stories for you. Spartanburg Methodist College in South Carolina and Wingate University in North Carolina. If you went there when I went there and you are watching or hearing this, you should know everything you need to know about me. I used to go in both of those cafeterias, backpack wide open, Tupperware containers, bottles. I used to bring another backpack just for bottles. Filling it up because I saw the same thing. I asked the same thing. Can I go donate this food? There's so much waste. I went to Charlotte and I was walking. I went with my teammates because when I was at Wingate, we would go to Charlotte for a night out. And I remember going for a night out with my teammates, and I was unable to have a good time because every step I took in Charlotte, I would see someone laying on the floor, a homeless person over here.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where psychologically, I couldn't just put these people aside to go have a good time. My night was gone. Just homeless person. So when I went to these 2 schools, I asked. I don't know how many times I asked. Everyone in there, can I take this? if someone eats it and they get sick, then the school gets sued. All I heard was protecting money, protecting money, protecting money, 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 money. So, unfortunately, we could house everybody in America. We could clothe and feed everybody in America. But the financial interests of those at the top wouldn't be protected.
It's double-sided. So it's a combination of what you just said, and also another problem. Not the problem, but another problem with why we don't do that is because it doesn't support the capitalist agenda.
Absolutely.
I've heard it have been said, well, if you just give away the food that you don't sell every night, eventually people will come to expect it, and they'll just stop buying the food and they'll get it for free. First off, nobody's going to take the old, cold food instead of the hot food at 10:30 at night after doors are closed. They're not going to take that over just getting it at 6, going home, watching Family Matters with the family, and they're not going to do that instead.
And if someone's willing to stand in a line with hundreds of other people till late at night to get food, good. They probably really needed it in order to go through all that to get it.
Yeah.
Or
right.
But my question is, why am I even policing what is in abundance in America?
Bro, because the only reason I can think that makes sense is because you need money to get it.
See,
that's why. If food was just free, then nobody would care.
I'm telling you this, walking in Cameroon, if you go to Cameroon right now, especially someone who doesn't eat meat, you would have a grand time. There's farmland everywhere. There's fresh fruit. It's only that when I came here that like people made me pay for fruit.
Yeah.
Dude. What? I was like, there's fruit. It's
not in the United States.
Like fruit's everywhere. Just go get it. And they were like, no, dude. First of all, this is on this person's property, and you can't go there because it's private property. And if you trespass, they'll take you to jail, and then you don't have enough money to pay for. I just wanted fruit.
Why aren't the parks like Cherokee Park, and why aren't the walkways and the parkways? Why aren't they lined with apple trees, trees and pear trees? And dude, that is a huge. The United States is like almost literally been landscaped to be a food desert.
Yes.
To only be able to provide food for yourself through the stores. It's all a part of big fruit, man.
It's amazing. It's amazing to me that we came from Cameroon only to find ourselves in the, I guess, lower class or middle class, I guess you might call it, or I guess lower middle class, whatever.
Yeah.
But when we were in Cameroon, we owned farmland.
Yeah.
But when you come here, owning land is like a luxury.
Dude.
But I'm thinking like, I thought we were poor in Cameroon. We owned land. Like the house we lived in was ours. It wasn't on credit.
Dude,
we didn't owe the government. But then when we come here, we literally owe the government for the house we are living in. It's not ours. Our cars aren't ours.
And you pay a lot more than you actually paid for to get
because of the interest, we're paying way more. No fresh, free fruit. All the food in the restaurants is being thrown away at the end of the night. But I have to go buy it. And it's all unhealthy. Yeah. Everything's trying to kill me. I was like, what's going on? I thought this was the land of opportunity, the land of the free, but not free to poison each other.
I just said this the other night, but why do companies keep saving money on food production by putting cheaper terrible stuff, but then the price goes up still? I thought you already saved money. Why did you save money and raise the price? Like, what?
Okay, I'm glad other people.
This is America.
Don't
get you slipping up.
Yo, thank you. Because I've been thinking maybe I'm just like.
No, you're not crazy.
Maybe I'm just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
No. I mean, maybe a little bit, but not for that reason.
The kids would definitely say But it's amazing to me that in Cameroon, I used to just walk along the street and, grab an orange, juggle it like a soccer ball, grab one and eat, grab papaya off the tree, go to someone's farmland. If I'm hungry, get some corn. If they're hungry, they come to my farmland, grab some potatoes or whatever. I never in my life ran across a private property sign.
Dude.
Because we don't own land.
Boom.
It is Mother Earth.
It is
for
Mother
every
Earth.
you.
Like you did own the land, but it wasn't like Bogart or what? Like it
where
wasn't.
We got like a.
There were no fences.
No.
Type deal. Yeah.
It's like we have again because all
like
of
this is my land, but like don't come and destroy it. If I catch you like lighting, pipe, like you making homemade pipe bombs in my field, I might be like, yo. But I would probably do that if you were on anybody's land. I'd be like, yo, it's not really safe. Did you think about this?
Exactly. I think if a lot of people came to Cameroon, they would be shell shocked by the driving.
Yeah.
Because in Cameroon, you just drive wherever.
Oh, really?
Here you like stay on this lane and this lane and this light. Or none of that. I mean, we have places that have those, but. For example, the village I was in, you just if I need to go through here, whether the car's coming this way, I just go.
Yeah.
Because again, it's would I want you to just crash into me or just randomly just do whatever? No. Not. So regardless if I'm driving against traffic or with traffic, it's that conscious awareness of like, this is Zach's farmland. Would I want dynamite exploded on my farmland?
Right.
No.
Am I gonna go
do
drive over that fruit tree that I grab a papaya from every day? No. I'm gonna save. Like, yeah.
So
it's a respect. There's no respect.
If the humanity piece is present, you get to erase your borders a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if you don't have any humanity in you, I cannot trust you to watch my home.
No.
I can't trust you with my farmland, let alone my family and my. So I got to buy a gun and protect all of it.
Well, and that's the problem. Like, let's say if you had a fruit field and you don't mind if like the local passerbys grab a fruit every time they walk by every day.
Help yourself.
But the problem with the United States is that unfenced property, somebody comes in overnight, harvests every single fruit, and then they start a fruit stand
and make a profit.
Yeah,
and then you don't have.
Over something that they stole. And it's like, it's not even that I care that you stole it. You didn't steal it from me. You stole it from the people.
From the people.
You stole it from the people, man. You took something that was a free natural resource and you decided to monetize
That's
it.
like when you put out Halloween candy.
Yeah.
And then some guy comes or some gal comes and just grabs the whole bucket and pours it in. And you're like, that's for everyone. You could have if you were a respectable person, you could have just grabbed one or two and let someone else consider someone else. So it's
mind-blowing selfishness.
And again,
mind-blowing selfishness.
Part of it I blame the people. Part of it I blame the system. If you set up a system where I got to pay to live, I got to everything down to water costs.
Yeah.
My thirst is going to cost money. Like, I got to pay to not be thirsty. Then you're going to drive people into situations where they can't loosen those borders.
Yeah.
Because people come in and take all the stuff to go sell it on eBay.
Well, and it's like, I still have to eat tomorrow.
I still have to eat
tomorrow. And I've not been charging for this fruit. So I don't have extra money.
In case of XYZ?
In case of XYZ. It's so... We're broken, man. We're broken.
And
Make America great, they say. Dude, when was it ever, dude? I think it's been broken since we took it over.
It's been broken for some time.
At least for some time. And even in the times that it was good, and the cost to get that in quotations good was just like very bad and very selfish and very capitalistic American dream like. And
America's gonna have to find a way to balance the quote unquote, I hate calling it the average working man, but to find a way to balance the average working man and their
quality of life,
and just not force them in a position where they have to sell themselves so much.
Yeah.
Do you know how many kids I work with that, number one, wish their parents were around more? But do you also know how tough it is for parents to not have money to live.
Bro, I don't, like, literally.
So
I couldn't
tough.
imagine having to pay. There's sometimes that I'm like, I'm pinching pennies just to feed myself.
So imagine having a family on top of that, and especially having a president that every second he's doing something different.
Yeah, bro.
At least with me, I'm a single dude. If the president wants to flip the whole country tomorrow,
Ladies,
whoop, hit me up. If the president wants to flip the whole country tomorrow, I'm in a position where I can maybe survive in my car until, things kind of maybe balance out a little bit. But someone with a family and kids and a mortgage and this and that, bro, you can't just be flipping their life left and right like Trump's doing right now.
And I mean, like, for me as like a type 1 diabetic, if Medicaid goes away and like stuff like that, like if something were to happen where it made getting insulin difficult for me, whether it was money or accessibility or whatever, I'd be in a tight spot. I've got unpracticed backup plans, like going on the keto diet.
Yeah.
Meat and cheese only. Apparently, I was doing some research back in the day before insulin was invented. Doctors would essentially prescribe their patients to go on keto.
Oh, nice.
So, would that be the long-term solution? Or like, I don't know if that would be as good as insulin. But I would certainly have to it would be a strict diet. But, like, what other choices do I even have?
I almost wonder what people's lives in America would be like if they just said, you know what, the whole education thing, keep it the same price. But for the American people, we are going to offer you free health care. So you don't have to worry about living or dying every day. Just that. Education's still the same. Still pay. The insurance still the same. All that. We will just cover you in case you get sick. Do you know how many more people would work more joyfully? Do you know how many people would exist more joyfully?
Without that fear.
Without the constant fear. But again, the system benefits off the constant fear.
Yeah, and like if you do have kids and you have a lot of people that rely on you and you find yourself in that job situation that you don't want to be, you're almost trapped.
You're definitely
because
trapped.
If you leave, your kids, now if your kids get sick or your kids get hurt or
CPS is coming in.
Not only can you not buy them food, you can't buy them clothes, you also can't take care of them if they get sick. Because your insurance is tied to your job.
Which is tied to your
this. And if you start a new job, you don't often get insurance until 90 days in.
Yeah.
They all vary, but I think 90 is probably a pretty good average without looking it up.
That's frustrating.
It is frustrating. So you don't have to talk about it. Do you feel comfortable talking about what made you decide to quit the professional level? Or does it feel weird to talk about on,
No, I'll talk about it.
I feel like it's kind of like, just, it was one of my questions, and I feel like,
Yeah, we can touch on that. Absolutely.
Yeah, you want to touch on that?
Absolutely.
So you were at North Carolina.
Yeah, so the team that I was with at the time was Union Omaha in Nebraska.
Yeah.
And essentially it was sharing my thoughts. And there's something that, first of all, let's bring up something called the spirit of a contract. So when you make a contract with someone, the spirit of the contract is in good faith. So like,
sure,
there's like hey, we're making this contract, under the spiritual agreement that we're not going to screw each other over, or that when you're designing this contract, you actually have the best intentions in mind.
Yes.
So
you didn't read the contract.
Well, I read the contract, but
the loopholes.
But my assumption was if there is vague language, then they would honor vague language on my part as well.
Right.
This is not how that played out.
I've made similar mistakes. Yeah, I've made similar mistakes.
This is not how that played out. Because again, I'm operating from a realm of innocence. that's not necessarily what the business is operating. It's a business.
Yeah.
They're trying to protect their money and their whatever.
Yeah.
And I made this point to tell it to them, but I shared my thoughts, or not necessarily my thoughts. So I had a podcast where I offered people different perspectives because I've been to different places and I interact with different people.
You were doing a podcast?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So I had a podcast, or I was doing a podcast, so that I offer people different perspectives, and they just didn't like the perspectives that I was offering and attributed it to me. This is the problem with
they didn't want you playing on the team.
That's it. My thing is, if you need a reason to get rid of someone, be man enough, be woman enough to say it. Again, that's to me the definition of innocence. I think people often think innocence is like never doing nothing bad. That's like a very childish definition of innocence. To me, innocence is being able to do something and look someone in the eye and tell them you did that thing, or stand on it.
Yeah.
So essentially, it was a lot of privately, Elma, no, we don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying, but then
we don't want that message.
Then publicly, they're like, whoa, we can't stand with this. That to me, especially for an organization that has garnered tax dollars to erect a stadium, you should be a little bit more honorable than that.
I agree.
But again, I understand the context of business. You know, people always use that it's what is it? What do they say? It's just business, or it's all business, or they say something along those lines. Usually after they've wronged you.
Yeah.
Do something slimy. Like, it's just business,
not personal,
bro. It's not
personal. Just business. Oh, well, then how come you only ever use that word when you've really screwed somebody over?
So in the contract, it pretty much said the player is not to do anything materially or like financially detrimental to the club. Now listen to that vagueness.
Yeah.
So that essentially means if I breathe and the fans don't like it, that's reason enough.
The fans are more important than you are.
Essentially.
Yeah.
English might be my third language, but I'm not dumb in it. I know when deceptive English is being used.
Can I guess? Afrikaans, French, and English.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, no. Wimbum, French, and English.
Wimbum, Pidgin English, and English.
Oh, yeah. Wimbum. I knew Wimbum.
Pidgin English, we'll talk about.
Yeah, you can tell me. Well, yeah, tell me that later. Yeah.
So pretty much the contract stated, and I still have the contract somewhere. I'll show you at some point. That I can't do anything materially detrimental to the club. Very vague. I understand, but at the same time, I chose a podcast name called Blindside, and I purposely at the beginning of every podcast, I would say I offer you different perspectives on ways to look at different situations in your life.
You're not even claiming them to be your
Of course not. Because I know I'm a professional athlete, a black male in America. I'm being watched like a hawk.
Sure.
This is not my first time in America. I knew this.
Yeah.
So I do that whole spiel. Eventually there's some conflict, as expected. I'm expecting them to go, oh, these are different perspectives. You know, the English language, the language that is our first language. He's speaking it very clearly. We should understand. But for money purposes, obviously. And again, I had this conversation with my agent and a representative from the club. And I made it a point during the call to stress to the person, this is about money, isn't it? Which then my agent cut me off very quickly. Because I'm off script. You're not supposed to call out you're supposed to use the proper verbiage and blah, 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 blah. I don't do that.
No, we wouldn't say it's about money. We would say it's a monetary complication.
Protecting the general interest of the assets of the board of directors of the... I have this thing where I don't like to waste my life around unserious people. So when I'm in a meeting with full-grown men and they're skipping around something, it tells me that these men or women... I'm not biased. They're immortal. They must feel or think that they are immortal because only someone who has an infinite amount of time would invest their life that could be gone like that. dancing around something that we both know it's about money. But again, this goes back to the whole humanity thing.
Yes.
I couldn't be in that environment long. When I started the journey, I told Emmanuel my goal was to play 5 years. I think 3 years, an ESPN appearance, a couple goals on an international competition,
Sick.
some finalist trophy, a championship trophy, some rings and some medals is good enough to where I'm not contaminated by that environment.
Yeah.
And I got to do the interviews, do all the traveling and meet the fans.
Live a life of a professional athlete.
Yes, I got all the good parts, and I did not let the evil corrupt me.
Thank God for that. Seriously.
I tell people all the time, life is here for you to experience. However, you shouldn't experience life as if you have a super glue on you. So you shouldn't be attached to these things so closely. For example, with my previous team, I have no animosity towards them. As a matter of fact, after they got rid of me, I went back there that same season to support that team.
Oh, really? You had friends on the team.
Yeah, in the stadium. Because, again, to me, I understand. And there's a book called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I understand that this whole, whether it's family, relationship with your significant other, whether it's community, whether it's society, whether it's country, whether it's continent, this is all an agreement.
Yeah.
All of it. All of it. And when you know that, you don't become so attached to these things. So when they did what they did, I have no ill will towards them. It's just one thing that, like a mirror, when I walk in front of a mirror, it sees my image, but it doesn't hold on to it.
Yeah.
So the mirror remains pure. That is my intent. I want to experience the being canceled. I want to experience the being hated on. I want to experience the being loved on. I want to experience that everything life has to offer.
Being canceled? How would you ever? You would never be canceled.
Dude, you could be canceled for anything and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if North Carolina wanted to try to cancel you.
I was about to say, I lived in Omaha, Nebraska, which voted red. I lived in Lansing, Michigan. I lived in North Carolina and South Carolina. I remember living in South Carolina and going to some games, and you would see like Confederate flags, which was just a normal thing in South Carolina. So we used to call it South Crackalaggy. That's what South Crackalaggy. That's what we called it. So it's one of those things that.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
South Crackalaggy.
Yeah, I'm really big on. I don't care what you do, but if you're not honest enough to own it or to stand on it or to at least to investigate it internally, then honestly, we probably don't have much to talk about. You're probably not gonna like me.
And the thing that like kind of blows my mind, I was thinking about this earlier, is whenever it comes to perspectives or opinions, like these big corporations, they always seem more concerned about the opinion that has the general well-being for all. Yeah. That's the one that they have a problem with, that they're afraid is going to offend people.
Yeah.
It's not like they'll endorse corrupt people.
Oh, absolutely.
And like if it's something to do with the red, it's almost like there's a higher tolerance for accepting that potentially like divisive opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's, for some reason, like the people in those, head positions in larger companies or soccer teams and stuff like that, that's what they're worried about. But if you have anything that challenges the red point of view, that's whenever it's, I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying, but we don't want that to be the representation
of
us. If you were on there and you were like, drill, baby, drill,
And the funny thing is, again, this is not something where I did without the consciousness of that I'm a black man in America.
Yeah.
As a quote unquote professional athlete, whether you deem that to be important or not, it's still what it is. So going into this, I always made sure to align things to like, okay, if this happens, this is what I'm gonna do. If this happens, for example, I had the notes to all that show, to the entire show, everything. First of all, you don't do anything here in America unless you've publicly calculated that thing.
What you mean?
It means, for example, I do a lot of quote unquote, for lack of a better term, spiritual posts on Instagram. It's more deconstruction type posts.
Okay.
But that's you would think this would be received with a certain level of like introspective investigation. But no. It's an immediate like attack at me for even erecting those ideas in someone's head to possibly challenge their the mainstream thought, or their being in America, or their whatever. Because they, trust me, I run everything that I post by my little brother and sister first, because some of these adults with like families and stuff, to them they did, oh, how dare you hate America, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Hate America? I'm literally in every school for free, doing community work, working in nonprofits. I literally came to this country and quote unquote became something. I could have just came here and started murdering everybody. But like, so to be accused of hating America when I have quote unquote come here the right way.
Right.
And then become someone in society that,
right.
And then, like, I now give back to the community. So if you were to get out a checklist and be like, you must do these things to be a good American, it would be like, oh, this guy's checking all the boxes.
No, you're an honor student.
What's the problem? The problem is
star.
When you shake up people's belief systems, regardless whether you did it on purpose or not, it'll be met with a certain reaction.
Yeah. And, I mean, if I were to post that same thing, I might get backlash, but the consequence is probably not going to be as harsh for me.
Yeah, I would say so.
Like, I think that, like, it, not only because you're a black man in America, but because you are originally from another country, and
absolutely,
you know, like there's like all those things that should not stack up against you.
Yeah.
That we have, I say we, but you know, the United States is like almost built a program to like designed to be that way.
Absolutely.
To just like really make sure we keep the outsiders who have come in check.
Yeah, and
instead of welcoming different beliefs, dude, this is a melting pot. This is like it's supposed to be like, you know, we don't highlight the cultures of our citizens, you know, and we don't respect other cultures, and like, it's so sad.
I think what's most disheartening for me is not even the constant being policed or the constant, like, I think what's most disheartening is who is policing. I think people in America need to understand that, like, not everybody is the messenger, even if you have the right message.
Bro. Yeah. Like internet trolls.
Yeah, there'll be people, for lack of a better way of putting it, I have friends in high school, or acquaintances rather, that I watched them waste every opportunity they had in high school. Like literally.
Yeah.
Like used to make fun of me for being at the soccer field trying to be a professional. But these are the same people that would be like condemning me. Like, you're not American. Go back where you came from. I'm like, dude, you wasted literally your quote unquote American dream. Meanwhile, me, someone who statistically should not really be doing much, has surpassed you. So you're not,
at least in quality of life.
At least but my thing is, and these aren't even metrics that I've set. I didn't set professional soccer player to be like this thing in society.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
so,
yeah, that's what you mean.
Like, if someone better was saying that to me, it would make you see what I'm saying? Like Zach is a nonprofit owner and he helps his community and he does all this great for America. And Zach is policing me on go back to your country and this. Oh, cool, dude. Whatever. Because you're actually productive and you're actually helping and you're actually. But it's usually
someone like me would never.
But that's what I'm saying.
See the value.
But it's usually
people
that it's usually people that have done nothing with their lives, that are at the lowest point, and so they're easier to convince that like you're at the bottom. Surely because Elma's black self came into America and worked really hard to become a professional soccer player, the thing that millions struggle to. Yeah, surely it was easy for him. No.
They see your success as keeping them from it instead of realizing that no, you blew your shot.
Dude.
There's enough space for everybody. There's enough opportunity for everybody. And don't be mad at me because I came and worked hard to build my dream.
And again, if it was something where I came here and it was some DEI or giving out pro soccer contracts, then you have every right from the trailer park or wherever you are to go like, that's not right. Send him back to wherever. Dude, I was driving from Asheville, North Carolina to go train in Charlotte. And I wasn't even getting paid for that. That was my tryout for a month.
Dang.
For free out of my pocket. So I used to make that almost 2-hour drive to go practice while working in North Carolina.
Dang.
And at the end of the trial, they didn't sign me. They sent me to Michigan for another trial. But see, people don't want to hear all that.
Yeah.
Nobody's got time for it. I tried out for 5 different teams before I was offered my first professional contract.
Right.
I used to sleep on the side of the road in my car. When was it? I think as soon as I left high school, it was a good like maybe 5-6 years before I came back home.
Yeah. Like, I knew you were gone for a while.
I was gone for so this idea that immigrants come here and they just take everything and we're at the bottom. It's like, no, dude. If you are willing to sleep in cars and drive all over the country and miss your family and put up with all this stuff too, you could have did it too, dude.
Yeah, bro. And it's like success is not like, It wasn't even like you I think have a natural talent for soccer, like it's something that you always grew up around, but to truly reach that level, the sacrifice, people don't honor the sacrifice. Dude. And it's like, bro, like, you can be mad at me or whatever, but like when you really look at yourself, what have you sacrificed?
This is it.
And if you haven't made sacrifices like I have, and you have your family and you have a good job, like people need to start learning what they want and then obtaining it and then being grateful for what they have. And it's like, and if you want more than what you have, knowing that receiving requires sacrifice.
Yeah.
Somewhere. It may not be sleeping in your car, but something has to be sacrificed.
If I'm holding something in both of my hands and you want to give me that drink, I gotta let go of something to grab that. So I think the let go piece is where a lot of Americans struggle. And unfortunately, because of that, we've been led to this situation where you're almost going to be forced to let this system go, or we're going to...
Well, we live in such an overstimulating society, and myself included, at certain times in my life, I don't know what I want. Mm-hmm. So my hands are full, and then I put my arms together. Yeah. And I'm like, keep piling it on, keep piling it on, keep piling it on. Then the next thing I know, I'm so overwhelmed that it all crashes.
There it is.
And maybe the one thing that I did actually want rises through the rubble, and I'm able to keep doing that, And that's another beautiful thing about just like you are living the dream, working and creating your art all the time. Are you a rich guy?
Yes.
Shut the oh, really?
This is
Oh.
I'm so glad you asked this question. Am I a rich guy?
You are rich, but are you
monetarily rich?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No. But as I am speaking, I'm sure you can see, feel, hear the richness.
I feel it.
This is what I'm saying. It's a different kind of rich.
It is.
And it's almost
it's a currency that's not valued enough by people.
It's not.
People are
not
so
valued.
much like obsessed with their paycheck and their stuff that
Absolutely.
they forget to build currency in the things that actually bring them joy.
One of my favorite quotes says, "Everywhere you go, there you are."
Yeah. I think that's from like Where the Wild Things Are, maybe.
I think so too.
Yeah, but it's a great quote. Wherever you go, there you are.
There you
I've
are.
said it
It's
100 times in my life.
the only thing that will follow you everywhere is your consciousness. Your what you're aware of. And me personally, mentally, emotionally, energetically, physically, these 4 things are the 4 things I am constantly aware of. And if these 4 things are working in your favor, everything else is a bonus.
Yeah.
So the desire to maybe have a big house, a big car, these desires are fine. I don't want to demonize anybody's desires. However, you understand how futile these things are.
Yeah.
Again, I think for me it helped to kind of play soccer professionally. I used to have dinner with what's his name? The CEO of X Cancer, who was the guy who sponsored our pro team.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I used to meet with the president of philanthropy at Wingate University. And I made it a point when I went to whether it's Spartanburg, Wingate, or these pro teams to, number one, with the pro teams, get into the community.
Yeah.
Meet as many people as possible. As a matter of fact, that was the first thing I negotiated in the contract. It was like, get me in the schools. They're like, but what about how much you want to be paid? I was like, get me in the schools, get me in the community.
You're going for like influence and building
they're
a
worried
culture
about
and
how much I need to be paid. I said, dude, can you get me
You're
into
going to
school?
pay me?
Yeah, the payment is bonus. So for me, being a human being, it's important that I know how to be. And once you know how to be, the fear of hell evaporates. The desire for a greedy heaven, because that's all that is, an extension of, a place where I can't get sick, I'm eternally fed, all my friends and family are there. This is an ultimate manifestation of my greed.
Yeah.
That disappears. I'm not scared of no devil, because I know even if I'm dropped in the deepest hell, I know how to be. And what hell is deeper than examining your own inner self? And I've been doing that with these kids for the longest. So
nothing will humble you more than like
there it is.
Than that.
The kids will go straight for the jugular.
Yeah.
And
you can't be insecure.
You cannot be
around kids because they will pick on everything.
And especially if you are a 5'7" Cameroonian pretending you have hair when you are bald, these kids will rip you to shreds.
Dude, like real talk, I like want to try to organize like a time for you to bring your program to a group of adults. I think that would be fun.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
I did want to ask, I know we're getting kind of close to when you need to leave. I want to be respectful of your time. I did want to just ask, because do you have to leave at 4?
I mean,
do you need to be like out the door at 4?
Not right on 4.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It is, we've got 7 till.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't want you to miss practice and they're like, where's Elmo?
No, we're fine.
Also, I just love that your name is Elma. There's obviously the Elmo, it's close. And I love that you've embraced it so much from getting roasted by these kids that you literally had a hoodie printed.
There it is, fellas.
Elmo, not Elmo.
And again, these kids, because when I first came to this country, a lot of adults were calling me Elmo. And I was constantly
that's annoying.
correcting them. It's not Elmo. It's not Alma.
Yeah.
With an
yeah.
A. It's Elma. It's not Ninja. It's Njata. Because my name is Njata Elma Nfor.
Yes.
It's not Nfor. It's Nfor. And I'm constantly like explaining. And then, when I get to the schools, the kids were like, Elmo? And just, again, the innocence.
The innocence.
I'm like,
They're not doing it to be
They're not doing
dumb.
it to be mean or dumb or like. So the innocence just caught on. And it's one of those things where, and if you've ever looked at a child, an innocent child, it's one of those, you can't really deny. You just like melt,
Yeah.
So being called Elmo constantly, I was like, how can I incorporate this into what I do? Because number one, I found out that's a way for kids to remember me. They already know who Elmo from Sesame Street is. And once the kids drew they're like, Elma is a red puppet. No, Elmo's the red puppet. Elmo's the black guy.
Yeah.
That came to school. Now,
the wig.
literally, kids will remember me because of that.
That connection.
Like, no, he's not Elmo. He's Elma.
Yeah.
It's been beautiful to see what kids, when you offer something up to them, how they just remix it and give it back to you so much better.
No, and I love that too, because it's like you said, with the innocence, like a grown adult not being able to even just reading your name, Elma. It's like, bro, that's hooked on phonics, bro.
It's
like it's literally, come on, bro.
Some even said Elmer, and I was struggling. Like, where did you see the Elmer?
I have always been really good at I make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes it's like a lack of knowing how that language pronounces certain letters.
Absolutely.
But I've been pretty good. I'm pretty good at pronouncing names right the first time. I feel like I want to make it sound like, oh, I'm just cultured and aware and all this stuff. And while I do view myself that way, I feel like it's because I can read, bro.
And that's a big part. That's a massive
part.
This
is a great, I had a boss named Moises. Moises. Moises.
There it is.
That literally looks like Moises. And the amount of white people I've heard struggle and just be like, Moses.
Yeah.
They don't even try.
Even with my brother.
What is wrong with you?
My brother's shortened his name from Emmanuel to E-Man. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that call him E-Mon. And we're like,
see, now they're trying too hard. It's like I shortened it to make it easier for you, and now you guys want to add the accent.
Like, where are you getting the money?
God.
It's E-Man, just man with an E next to it. So it's like, and
I will say, I think there's I think it's Middle Eastern, or it might be India or something, but I think that there's a name in a culture. I think it's Iman. That's Iman.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure
it's the imam. It's like
Iman.
Iman. There we go. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So I want to offer just a little empathy in that regards, because maybe if they've heard Iman before, maybe they didn't know how it was spelled.
Absolutely. And again, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But what I've noticed is, especially with most adults, even when I tell them my name and repeat it, like Elma, it's Elma. It's always just a Elmo, Velma, and I'm like, bro, are you even trying? Are you even trying?
They're not.
At least with these kids, I'll say Elma, and their initial thought is Elmo, but it's something close. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some kids were like Elmer. But it's close. Velma, Velmo, Elmo. But the adults just go crazy with it.
Yeah,
even the questions that the adults ask. I have adults ask me do you guys have clothes in Africa? And I'm thinking
shut.
I'm thinking bro, you could have Googled this. This is something.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You could have Googled that.
This takes 2 seconds to.
Also, yes,
we have clothes.
Even
we have roads and water and all that. But just there's some parts of America where you go and they also don't have what the city has.
There's a genuine argument that I don't necessarily disagree with, but I'm not saying that it is that the United States is a third world country, at least parts of it. And I don't I'm not saying that it is because I've not been to these other countries that we label as third world.
I was about to say,
and I don't know that we're as bad,
Yeah.
but I know that the things that are here and the wage gaps and like there are a lot of struggling people in this country, and I'm not saying that to take away from the struggle of other countries, but I'm saying stop acting like this place that you live is so much better than Africa.
Yeah, please don't.
Please don't.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Because they dance at funerals.
I will encourage people listening or watching to ask yourself, if America was as visible, as open as other places, would you still call it a first world country?
I don't think so.
If just the imagery of Africa that they play on TV, and as an African who has seen it, I must say it is abhorrent. It is terrible. It is awful. It is all like flies on our faces.
Yeah.
And just like, these people are miserable.
The arms of an angel.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLaughlin. So, yeah, it's like, I'm sure if, and I'm not saying African people would, but I'm sure if African people were telling the American story, and you were watching it like, oh, you'd be like, wow, is this really America with all the racism and all the evil and all the stealing land and blowing up? What? No.
Well, and that's the thing is like what other countries see about the United States, the stuff that they see that the United States citizens don't see, they're seeing a more accurate picture than we are. They're seeing the accurate picture, and like, so they're like, oh, well, we know what they show the Americans about us, so it must not be that bad. No, it's that bad.
It's that bad.
The things you're seeing in other countries, that's actually the truth, and unfortunately, a lot of that truth is hidden from us.
The label of third world country, you got to ask yourself, who has given them that label, and as to why. And if you look at how many countries, speaking as someone who's from a country that was colonized by the French,
right,
who is surrounded by other countries colonized by England, Spain, Portugal, France, it's like, why are all these European countries in Africa?
Was it
so?
Yeah, go ahead.
Then you come to find out they're all taking resources from Africa. Then you got to ask yourself, is Africa a third world country? When you can see the active theft from it.
Right.
And still look at how rich in natural resources Africa is today, after all of these countries have come in for decades and taken resources, and they are still doing it. So that shows you the level of wealth that is.
Gaps.
Yeah, so when you tell me Africa's a third world country, I just look at you like, have you not been paying attention to all the riches being siphoned out? All the museums in France and Paris, dude, they're all filled with art from where? Africa.
Yo.
You don't think if the African people took all that art back, all the people would go to Africa to visit these museums and see these artifacts and spend the money for tourism and all this?
Absolutely, they would.
They already go to see the elephants and the lions and the tigers, and to mine the cobalt and the diamonds, and the Africans walk on diamonds. You know, most people want to get to heaven where the streets are paved with gold, and Africans right now, who you call poor in third world countries with flies on them, are walking on top of diamonds. Isn't that heaven? There's fresh fruit all around them.
But they're not necessarily focused on getting all of those diamonds out of the ground. Because why?
Capitalism, my friend.
Yeah.
If there's resources of such immense wealth, and those people, those ignorant African people don't know about it, surely we can go there and take all of it and sell it. It almost sounds to me like Christopher Columbus's diary.
Yo, if anybody tries to, I hope they get a blow dart in the eye, dude.
A blow dart is crazy.
Yeah, somebody comes and tries to take those diamonds.
Have you ever watched, is it Ace Ventura? Where Jim Carrey goes to like that tribe and they shoot him with the blow dart in one leg. And he's like, ah! And they shoot him in the other leg. Oh, man. But I would just encourage people to, and this is why I like offering people different perspectives.
Yeah.
You don't have to attach to one perspective. Just look at it from the American standpoint. Yes, we have all the riches and, the money and the power and and then now flip it from another country who's maybe colonized by America or colonized by another European power who's enjoying that wealth. There's a player called Kylian Mbappe, one of the best soccer players in the world, and he's Cameroonian. And apparently the story is he had a chance to play for Cameroon, but they were asking for too much money, and the French national team was like, come and play for free, and we're awesome because we're French. And this story, to someone who doesn't know any better, sounds like, what a grand gesture from the French to do such a thing. But it's like...
Do players have to pay to play?
We'll get into that topic a whole nother time.
Okay.
But when you consider the fact that, number one, Cameroon's colonized by the French.
Right.
All the resources, all the everything stolen from Cameroon.
Right.
Then, France has more money than Cameroon. They stole everything and colonized the country.
Bro.
So,
is Cameroon more inspired by the French, or is the French more inspired by Cameroon?
Yeah, bro. Can't stand the French, man.
I bet, dude. I wouldn't either.
Because the country's all split up. It's like
I only learned the language so I can make fun of you, and you understand it.
So it's a weird situation to be in as someone who was in Cameroon and is now in America and sees the level of freedom I had in Africa as opposed to here.
Yeah.
The people assume that you have. First of all, if someone has to tell you that you have freedom, you should be already like
sus. Yeah.
Freedom is not something you have to be told that you have.
Yeah. I always give the example of there was a time where cigarette ads were claiming that they're good for you,
selling it to kids, and
they
Joe
were like
the Camel, and be a good American, smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, you want to be healthy? Smoke a pack a day.
Yeah, what?
You want to smoke 2 packs?
Yeah,
as long as you make me rich. That's really thing. The important thing.
That's the thing.
And offering or indoctrinating us into thinking that we have freedom and continuing to tell us freedom. If you're free, what do you got to complain about?
What?
Keeping them docile. Telling them that they have freedom.
Tell them that they have freedom, but you have the most laws on the books. Bro. There is no other country that has more law. If anybody watching, listening can think of another one, let me know. But America, down to fishing, you can't just go throw a line in there, hook a fish. Throw it back.
It's like things like that I support. I support the fishing license because you have the greedy people that would go and kill all the fish.
This is y'all get this information because this is gold, right?
I hate that I have to buy a fishing license.
Thank you.
But it has to be there because of all these greedy sons of biscuits.
Now I want you guys to think of this. In Cameroon, you do not need a fishing license.
Let's go.
You do not need a farming license. You do not need a whatever license. If you want to just build something, you just build it. You don't need to go a permit from the government. Yeah. Dude, to set up, what was it? I tried to set up a glow dance in high school. Dude, I needed to hire a police officer and set, and I'm thinking a
sound ordinance permits.
A high school dance? I'm not trying to hire the president.
Bro, also, what part of in high school makes you think I got money to buy these permits?
What's going on? But it's once I got here, I was like, oh my goodness. There's actually no freedom.
Yeah.
Every step you take, you're hit with a law, a rule, private property sign. Unless you buy your chunk of America.
Yeah.
Or you buy 70 properties so that you can now rule over people and, really jack their rent up and make more money and be a super capitalist.
Yeah, dude.
It's just, I'm going to be honest, Zach. I don't have the energy for
it. It's disheartening. No, you keep doing your program.
I have the energy for the kids in abundance. But to do this,
does your program have a name? Do you have a name for your program?
Kickin Week.
Kickin Week.
Kickin Week.
Spell it.
Kickin week.
Kickin week.
Kickin week.
Ah, that's the week that you come in.
And
so it's a whole week thing. And then you have each class come in for one period.
Yes.
And you get a variety of age ranges.
We see K through 5th grade.
K through 5th. So that's, cool.
See
that's so
every
fun.
student in the class. And then...
Do you modify your program for the older kids?
So I pretty much, I have what I call a spinal cord program. So I have one singular structure, but then off that structure, depending on the grade level that I'm teaching, I do something a little bit different.
And you try to acclimate and meet each kid where they are too. So it's like, this is maybe my general approach for this age group, but I'm noticing a more sensitive kid, or maybe this is a more sensitive class. And so the whole class needs to be kind of. Maybe I just turn the speaker down a little bit instead of giving one kid the headphones.
Exactly. So the spine of the program is basically to have something to present to the schools.
Yes.
Because I know with the schools, they need that structure. They need to see some kind of like a calendar.
Yeah.
Or you're working with like 500 kids. So you can't just be like, I have soccer program. Let me come. They're
yes.
Like, we need to see a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, what are you going to be doing?
Was that Pidgin English?
No, that was that was really, really bad English. That's what that was. But so I have the spine of the program just so when a school's like, what do you offer? And blah, blah, blah. Here's the core of what I offer. But as soon as I get there, it's all being in the moment. If a child needs me to hit the ball with my head 10 times, that's what we will do. If that child needs me,
and you have the skill to do it.
And I do it off my shoulders, off my butt.
What do you mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And I take, for example, I take like a hacky sack in there.
Sick.
Sometimes I crumble up a piece of paper and I juggle it. I juggle gum. Anything to make these kids go, wow. Because I think the most spectacular thing about being an adult is being able to show the kids that anything done by an adult miserably can also be done by an adult joyfully.
Yeah.
Like, kids, there's adults teaching you that are absolutely miserable. But believe it or not, there's adults that love teaching you and will show up every day with the utmost energy. And then there's teachers that I showed up and they just slide a packet on the table and like, whatever, dude.
And we have to pay a lot of money to find out that this teacher hates their job.
It is what it is.
Bro.
It sucks.
And, all you can do is try your best to get a passing grade so you don't have to pay to take it again.
It sucks. Dude, I remember one of my favorite teachers at Bondrit Middle School was this teacher called Miss Lester. And the reason she was one of my favorites is just how creative she was in her teaching. First day of class, peanut butter container sitting on the table, bread.
Yeah.
We walk in, sit down, and she's like, hey, guys, we're going to make a peanut butter sandwich. Can you talk me through it? And we were like, yeah. Take the peanut butter and put it on that. And she just puts her hand in the peanut butter jar and starts rubbing it on our arm. And we were like, whoa, what are you doing? Put it on the bread. And she's like, you guys never said that. She dips her hand back in there and just on the bread. And then we're like, no. You got it. Take the knife, put it in a little, and then now take the bread, gently put. And the whole time she was teaching us how to give clear, concise instruction. But just the direction she took to get us there.
No, I love that.
Phenomenal.
See, me as an adult now, I'd have been like, no, you're supposed to use your foot. Put your foot in the peanut butter jar and then smear it on the bread that way. Don't forget to clean the peanut butter off.
I've had teachers in college. When I was at Spartanburg Methodist College, I had a teacher, my psychology teacher. I was so bad. I'm a terrible test taker. Awful at that kind of stuff.
I get so much test anxiety.
I was so bad at taking tests. I sent that teacher an email saying, my grade in this class does not reflect your teaching ability. You are a phenomenal. That teacher, she was phenomenal. I loved her class, listening. I eat up every word, but it's just.
You're like, I promise you I learned a lot.
Bro, it's just taking the test. I don't know
I'm
what
the same way, dude. I
can't do
standardized tests.
I can't do learning something just so I can pass a test.
Yeah.
if I'm gonna learn something, I have to be able to teach it to somebody.
Right, right.
I have to learn it that well. Hence why the whole pro soccer thing. I gotta like.
Yeah.
So any class that I was in where the teacher was, you can see that this person loves their job.
Yeah.
Now there was moments where I could see this person loves their job, but either they're not getting paid enough to where they have to then like give their energy to another job somewhere. So they're kind of looking a little sluggish.
Yeah.
But it's not because they don't like this. It's because they're having to do, like for me, if I'm not playing soccer, which I absolutely love, I'm in schools with the kids, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing public speaking, which I absolutely love. So my energy is like 100% into everything I'm doing.
Do you ever experience like a crash at the end of the day? Like when you do finally stop, are you just like,
this is a beautiful question because this is actually how I go to sleep. So for me, I take a death approach when it comes to sleep. So I go until my body just like. My friends in college used to say Elma's in power saving mode.
That's hilarious.
Because I'll just be going high energy and then. But it'll be like 30 minutes of. And then I'm back to like 70 hours of.
That is so funny, dude.
I just go till my body shuts down. And then when it comes to waking up, once my eyes open. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, turn the lights off, give me 5 more minutes. I'm up.
I am sometimes, but like when I get up and out of bed, I'm people all the time. But I used to have a job where we would get there at 7 o'clock in the morning, and everybody was like, "Why do you have so much energy?" I'm like, "Cause I've been awake." Like it was an hour drive, just like it was for you. Like, you mean you didn't wake up in that? Like I'm like a podcast, a cup of coffee deep, dog.
My ex used to love sleeping. She's one of those, I love sleep and all that stuff.
Complete opposite.
So me being definitely the opposite, I would like get in bed and just lay there with her, and then she'd like fall asleep, and I'd be like, have to get my arm out and literally go work out or like do something to like tire myself. Because if I don't get to the point of like, oh, I've exhausted all energy from within, I will not sleep.
Dude, I'm the same way. I'll lay there with my eyes closed even for an hour, 2 hours.
It's like, what am I
mean, just as much as it takes.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of times, like I'm trying to be better about if I see that I'm not going to fall asleep, just getting up. And doing something, editing this and, like finding that productive thing to do instead of just going and doom scrolling my phone while some TV show I've watched 100 times is playing in the background. I wanted to ask just Kickin week, if there's anyone out there that hears this and likes the sound of the program and wants to learn more, is there a way for them to contact you besides your phone number?
Absolutely. So you can always check out
and I'll put this up on the screen for them too. Perfect. But tell them,
ElmaNotElmo.com.
ElmaNotElmo.com. You have a website.
Yes. So
ElmaNotElmo.com. Oh yeah, we'll put that up for them.
So on this website, you'll see all the services that I offer.
Even on the service on the website, it's like free.
Yeah. So people always say like,
here's our pricing.
People always say nothing in life is free, but they always forget that life itself is free. So I make it a point that a good 95% of the things I do on this earth is free.
Man.
And then, obviously, we got to make money somehow. So the private coaching I do for people who want a little bit more one-on-one time, that costs money.
So Elma Not Elmo includes your private training.
Yeah, group training.
Because I wanted to mention that you do private training as well for anyone who may be interested.
Absolutely. So I do group training, private training, and I do team training as well.
Yeah.
So if...
like guest coaching.
There it is. I have an option where I do an after-school program, or I can come do the in-school program with your school, or if you just, because like I always tell the kids, not all of you in here are soccer players, and I love that because I have a section on there, it's called Eyes on the Star,
Yeah.
And so this section allows the kids to send me their schedule for whatever it is they do, and then I go watch them, and they become the star.
What?
So I've gotten to go to gymnastics competitions,
What?
ballet recitals, dance recitals, and if you have never, I would never in my life have thought I would be sitting at a gymnastics competition.
Sure.
Like, for what? But through these kids, I've gotten to experience things that I otherwise would have never gotten to. I would have never been to a ballet concert. For what? What am I doing there? But that option on the website and just to getting to see what these kids love to do.
No, dude, that's
Oh,
and
it's
like
amazing.
I I hope you see how powerful what you're doing is, because I see a lot of just like power and positivity through everything Elma not Elmo, for real.
You know, like I said, it's important for me to express to kids that you can do things joyfully.
Yeah.
And I've been in situations where you get upset and you can see your brain not functioning as well as it should. Hence why you leave that situation. You go, man, I was just upset. I didn't mean that. Or
Yeah.
I don't know what came over me. Or you weren't, the emotion prevented you from thinking clearly. So once I understood that, then my sole objective was to get to a state of being that cannot be interrupted.
Yeah.
I had a teammate send me a message on Facebook, an old teammate back from my United days, and I had posted a video of me working with some kids, and they said, "Hey man, never lose that thing you got. Like, don't lose that ever." And my response to them was, "Even death can't take this away. Like,
that's a part of me.
It's me." So what you're seeing is not something that Elma started. This is an extension of me. Hence why, whether it's free or you're paying me or you're not, I don't care. This is what I would have been doing until I die. So it's just a joy to be able to do it, and to have adults around me that will take care of the adulting stuff. Because I want to be crystal clear. I can only be as carefree and as childlike and joyful in all these environments I go into because I know that there are adults who do the adulting stuff.
Right.
So let's make that very clear. This is not just just be carefree and just do whatever.
Here's some matches.
Here's some scissors. No. It's having that balance, and that's what I would just encourage everyone. If you are the adult in that situation, encourage the playfulness.
Yes.
And if you are the playful one, find an adult to balance you out. And I know that always sounds weird for adults to hear, like, I need to find an adult to balance me out, but nothing wrong with it.
But that allows you to like lock in and really meet them. And obviously you are still an adult.
Exactly.
Kid falls down, you're not going to be like, loser, and like run fast.
And again, it's just to create a balance. For example, if I know Zach is doing something that he is in his element, then my job is not to overstep Zach. Because I know by him being in his element, whoever is in the vicinity is benefiting from that. So my job is to take care of the adult, whatever, around him, so he's not even having to think about that, and he can really hone in on that thing. So we, as pro athletes, we have equipment managers, and one of our equipment managers, he was so good at what he did. There were multiple occasions where we would travel to a different state, a different stadium, and we wouldn't even have a certain jerseys that we needed, but we never knew because he had gone back, gotten them, or made new ones before we could even realize that something. So this is kind of what I'm trying to create. If the kid is in a joyful state doing what they love to do, I take care of the adulting stuff around them so they don't even have to be conscious of that. The more they can be themselves, the more everyone around them will benefit. There has never been a time where I have been being me and the people around me haven't had a smile on their face.
Yeah.
It's always when I'm trying to, you know, whether it's fit in with the room or say just what the right people want to hear. That's when people are like, something about that feels off.
Right.
And they're right.
You're not being true.
You're not being true
to Elma, not Elmo.
You're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah. No, man, that's beautiful, dude. Seriously, thank you so much for sharing all of that today.
My pleasure.
Dude. It's been like a true blast. I think. Did you have questions for me today?
Not today. I've enjoyed the conversation so much. I'm even bummed that you're out. You shut the iPad, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Well, I only have like one more.
It only just hit me that he's trying to close, and my brain was like, "Hey, what is he doing?" So,
no, I know that I told you kind of late, but I said if you wanted to have some questions to ask me at the end, then you can.
Yeah.
Did you have questions to ask me, or do you? I've got one more question we can do, but I wanted to make sure we gave time for yours.
You go ahead with your question, and then I'll be thinking over.
What's Pidgin English?
What's Pidgin English? Pidgin English is like it's a broken form of English. It's tough to explain. If spoken, someone who speaks English would be able to pick out words here and there, but it still has your native language incorporated into it. So it would be, for example, like listening to someone speak in Spanish or something, or for example,
like a Spanglish.
There you go, like a mixture of Spanish and English.
Yeah.
So if I'm speaking in my language, Yadza Elma, meta la yumonewe, but wearing you melanewe ka, mkashwe laidane. So you didn't understand a word I just said.
You said something. We got the lights on.
There you go. See how you heard light?
Yeah.
That would be Pidgin English.
Yeah.
Where I'm speaking and then you'll hear bits of English and you'll be like, "Hey, I know that," but then I don't know what that rest.
Yeah.
Hey, I know that. No, I don't know what that is.
It's that kind of stuff where people are like, "Yeah, I think I can I understand more." And it's like, no, they just threw you a bone.
They just threw you a bone every now.
Like I'll drop
microwave, television.
Pizza.
Yeah, I understand. You're talking about the pizza, huh?
Yeah, okay, heat up the pizza, then watch the
TV. Yeah.
Totally.
So that's what it is. It's a mixture of.
Is that I've heard that term before, but is that like specific to like? In Cameroon?
No, it's not specific to Cameroon.
But is it specific to like African languages mixed with English?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is an African language English combo.
I have like Ghanaian friends, for example, Nigerian friends. I have friends from all over the place that we can converse in Pidgin English. But if I speak solely my tribal language, they'll just be looking at me like, what are you talking about?
But then they might, even with that though, they might occasionally hear one of the French influence words, or like they kind of understand. But the combination of Pidgin is like using the words from English that we know and using the French, like the things that are constants through all, because the difference between Mexico and Africa is you got Spanish in Mexico. In Africa you've got
a plethora,
like a lot of language and dialects, and for anyone who is unaware, I know because I've been a friend of the fam for a long time. You guys speak Wimbum,
yes,
and I also know that Wimbum is like not only specific to Cameroon, it's like specific to your village, and like it's pretty rare to run into someone else that speaks Wimbum. Unless they were from your village, and there might be a couple of people
it's a very, 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 very. I have a better chance of becoming a professional athlete than finding someone else that speaks my language.
I bet I have a better chance of becoming a professional athlete than
absolutely. But
you might not be too hard.
It's one of those things where it's like I can speak English, I can speak a little bit of French. With someone back home.
Yeah.
I can speak my native language, but at the same time, they can also speak their native language, which I don't understand. So we have 3 places we can meet. And if we don't want to meet there, we can always speak our separate languages. So when I came to America, I'm thinking like, oh, they're gonna love me. I'm speaking 3 languages. I'm about to learn English, and I'm really gonna put it on. And then it's like you're almost demonized for, I guess, speaking other languages. Like, we want you to speak English.
Bro.
I'm like, dude, I speak 4 different languages. Why is you?
Yeah.
You should be wanting to speak more languages. Like, you should be like, you speak 300. What are the other languages?
No, almost every other country teaches multiple languages, and like
shocked.
we do, and like I can leave a Spanish class only being able to say curse words and like body parts, and I got an A. A for effort.
Is that like an American thing,
bro? It must
where
be.
you ask people.
I think so.
About, because everyone who's always asked me about my language will be like, how do you say these bad words?
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you
I
not want to know?
Is an American thing. Like, I think, especially when you're younger, I think it's, if I had to guess, because like I'm not that way now, but whenever I was a kid, you know, kids aren't supposed to cuss, but I didn't feel so bad if I said it in Spanish. like whatever.
Loophole discovered.
Yeah. Loophole discovered as a kid there. Hopefully other adults aren't that way. Yeah. You know, I often end up learning profanities.
Yeah.
But I try to focus on the other stuff, and then those things, you know, you eventually just kind of learn.
And
especially if you're talking to people with that language and learning from people that speak the language, you're like, why you keep saying pinche? What is pinche? I hear you say it a lot.
That's gold. Yeah, it's one of those things. I was asked multiple times to like, oh, teach me how to say bad words. Teach me how. But I was like, in our language, we don't necessarily have bad words. We have bad ways of describing people.
Right.
Like, we don't call you bitch, because to us that doesn't really do much.
I'm giving you adjectives.
Like, yeah, I'm coming at you. Your ears look like a bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
Your head looks like a grapefruit. Like, that's the kind of.
Yeah.
So when people were like, teach me bad words in your language, I was like, we don't have one word. We say like a whole. We go at your whole.
Yeah. If I just say the B word, it leaves you the opportunity to brush it off.
Yeah.
To think it's something else. Like no.
We go from head to toe.
You punky head.
The whole thing.
Like banana nose looking.
I don't think my parents have ever insulted me by using like a curse word.
What's like a way that, like, if your parents were trying to roast you, like, what would they make fun of? If you want to talk about it, you don't have to, but like,
they're so
like, you know, your dad, like, you said that your dad was like, your head's already big enough. Like, I feel like that's what
it's usually typical head jokes, like your head's as big as a watermelon, or something crazy like that, or I don't know, your knees look funny, or I don't know, you
just
got
whatever it was.
Yeah. It's just something more like creative. Like, you have to look at the person and like
evaluate
them and look. I want you to look at me when you insult me.
Yeah,
like at least scan me. Like, I don't like your elbows. Or something. Don't just be like you're a boop.
Yeah. Oh, good one, bud.
Good.
Oh, my feelings are hurt.
Ooh.
And you said a bad word in my direction.
Like, especially when I first came to this country, you call me the B word.
Yeah, especially if it's not your, like, main language. Like,
I just look at you
even if you learn what it means, it's like, yeah, somebody calls me a profanity in Spanish. Like, I know what it means. Yeah. And I'm still just like, I'm kind of like, hee. I guess I am a puta.
You got me.
Yeah.
Good one. But yeah, so we don't insult with like singular words. If you're going to come at someone, you got to go correct.
Dude, I bet.
Break them down psychologically.
Are you familiar? Are you familiar with like a roast?
Oh yeah.
Like with like I feel like
people love roast.
Yeah, I feel like y'all would crush a roast, bro.
Oh my goodness, we roasted Eddie because Eddie had a lot of birth complications and
sure
stuff, so he had a lot of surgeries before he was 11, and you would think we would take it easy on him. God bless his heart. We did not take it easy on him. In fact, we amped it up
Builds character.
As siblings, it's our job in the safe environment of our home.
Yeah.
To,
prepare him for what he might see in the wild.
Because rightfully so, when he walked out there, the world didn't really care about his explanations as to why he's got. They don't have time to listen.
He knows you still love him.
People moving, people busy working. So
plus, God gave you the perfect thing to make fun of.
Dude, he was
a gift from God
to be a soccer player wearing an eye patch. What? That's jokes lining themselves up right there. So we were calling him Patchy Patchy the Pirate. You know the dude off SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Calling him that. We were calling him everything. But, I mean, again, it's one of those things where you need to, like, the insult is there, but it's almost like, thank you for looking at me.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to read me.
You saw that I have an iPad.
You're attentive. Yeah. So
Eddie the Patchy soccer pirate. Eddie the Patchy football pirate.
Yeah. Instead of Messi, we called him Patchy.
Yeah, Lionel Patchy.
But he had a full head of hair though. So and now he's like almost 6 feet tall. So
is he?
He's very tall.
He is the milkman's baby, bro.
He is very tall.
He got complete opposite gene pool that you guys got.
It's tougher to bully him now.
Yeah. He picks you up.
Yeah, he's like
you ain't got hair.
Just flapping around. Yeah. No, so it's one of those things where
you walk up to him and you're like, "Hey, Patchy."
Yeah.
And he's like, "What'd you say? I can't hear you."
Hey, little man. Yeah, it doesn't work as well anymore. But
that's hilarious.
Even down to the insulting, I think it's one of those things where if you still respect the humanity in the other person, then it's just the insulting almost ends up just becoming like a laughter. Half the time my brother and I insult each other, we just end up laughing. Because again, you're insulting things that I'm looking at you, I'm like, yeah, nice shirt, dude. It's got colors and stuff, dude. And you look at me, you're like, nice pants, bro. Where'd you get them? So it's, after a while, you just end up busting out.
Dude, and I definitely I think it's a balance, and it's a lot of knowing who you're working with and navigating what you're making fun of, because I think a lot of times we need to build people up more than we break them down.
Absolutely.
But I love getting with somebody who also likes to banter and roast a little bit, and me roasting, and then you roasting me, and it is
that
funny.
Lighthearted fun.
Yeah. We're making fun, but we're also seeing these little details of our friends, we're making fun, but it's also it is fun. If at any point we were if I said something and then I saw you kind of put your head down and be like, dang, bro, I'd be like, oh my God, Elma, I'm so sorry. I thought this was something else.
There it is.
I didn't mean to cross that line. And that is the risk, I guess. That's why, but especially with the little bro, it's
And even in that, I think from a cultural side, again, the cultures are completely different. So as I'm saying what I'm about to say, just keep in mind, completely different cultures. In Cameroon, there were times where we'd be playing in the street. Very dangerous.
Sure.
Parents
there's not even roads. Everywhere's the street.
Everywhere's the street. Parents in the house busy doing whatever. If we're misbehaving or whatever, a random stranger can pull up. Hey, are you guys playing in the street? Come over here. Paddle, 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 paddle. Get out of the street. Paddle, paddle, paddle. Get out of the street. Get out of the street. Don't do that
never
again.
In the United States, bro.
Never.
Yeah. But, which, I will say I don't necessarily think that it should be that way.
Hold on now. Now there, what that creates is almost like a community is taking care of each child. And the benefit to that is, if my parents, quote unquote, the ones that are directly my parents, are screwed up, then I don't have to rely on them to be the ones to teach me about life and everything, because they are clearly.
But what if the screwed up? What if the screwed up ones are the ones that are out there spanking other people's kids?
Exactly.
That's how you get beat up.
Now, and so what that created is almost this respect for authority, but at the same time, there's
respect your elders.
Yeah, kind of along those lines, without it biblically being enforced on you.
Yeah.
And those adults were conscious enough not to overdo that. So, for example, here, if I grab some kid and I start spanking them because they're misbehaving, regardless what the behavior was, that parent is probably going to be on me.
Oh, yeah.
In Cameroon, the parent will analyze your behavior. You were playing in the streets while cars were coming 100 miles an hour. Thank you for beating them. Thank you, or else I would have beat them.
Yeah. You're lucky he beat you, because I would have beat you so much harder.
10 times harder. What are you talking about? Playing in the street? But like my first day in elementary school here, I remember, won't name the kid fully, but his name was Robbie. And this kid was just
we know who you are.
A menace. A menace. And I remember the teacher just saying, like, don't do it again or you'll go to the corner.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, beat him. Beat him. He won't do it again. Beat him. And again, when I say this, it's not like we're punching him till he's unconscious. It's like, make him stimulate his brain.
You better stay out of Cameroon, Robbie. You can't handle it.
Don't come in my city, boy.
Yeah.
But like,
you can't.
But the behavior needs to
can't make it there.
The behavior needs to be corrected right then. I think there's been too much allowing whatever behavior to go unchecked, which has resulted in today's adults, not even the kids yet, today's adults just doing whatever.
Well, and like, I mean,
especially in Washington. These adults, they do whatever and just yes man their way through everything.
D.C. Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So, again, if you're in a system like America where it enforces the greed and it enforces the almost like claw your way to the top type mentality, you cannot encourage random people to be disciplining your kids. They will kill those kids.
Well, that's the problem. Is you can't trust people not to take things too far. You can't leave your field of fruit open for people to take, because someone's going to take it all and sell it.
So when I'm saying this, put it in the context of I come from a place where I can leave my farm open and people won't abuse that. So
way different culture, way different level of respect for just each other. So me leaving
Zach to discipline my kids in Cameroon, I'm not like, Zach's gonna murder them.
No, I'd be like, you're with Uncle Zach now. Here's a pack of firecrackers.
I'm like, Zach got it. And if I'm going through some like depression or something, then I will send my children to Zach, who is
That's
not
so cool.
Because again, if you understand that the kid is not your property, they're your child, but this is an autonomous human being.
Yeah.
Just because this child was born to maybe parents that are in poverty or maybe psychologically not healthy at the moment, doesn't mean, well, this is my child, so they can't go live with a healthier person for the time being because they're
that pride is gone.
It's like, yo, this child will be damaged.
You're like, I'm in a bad place, and I care about this kid enough to put them in a good place.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, and the messed up thing is, in the United States, is that good place.
It's not such a good place.
It certainly has its flaws. It certainly does not.
Unfortunately,
it doesn't prioritize the safety of a lot of children. A lot of children get hurt in those protective avenues. So it's like, if you can't even trust the system that was created to protect these children, how can you trust your neighbor?
And which goes back to the system puts parents in a situation where they got to make some crazy decisions.
Yeah. No.
Some crazy decisions. Just childcare, balancing that with work, balancing that with putting your kids around the right people. Because not every place that says they're a daycare will care for your kids.
No. It's honestly, it's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Like, I couldn't imagine being a parent for that. We were talking about feeding them and clothing them. I can't imagine it for that.
Especially with all this Epstein stuff coming out. It's like, oh my God, being a parent right now?
Yeah.
Dude, you don't know what's around. So, and this is why I feel so like, I don't want to say not free, because I know the feeling of freedom. But when I came to America, I was like, oh, they're not as free as they think here.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Because you're playing a singular game. Like you have your family and your house and your car and your dogma and you're like holding it like this.
Bubbles.
Mine. But in Cameroon, it's like, yeah, these things are quote unquote mine, but they're not really mine. And so since a group of us around each other have that understanding, I come to Zach, in Cameroon, I can cook food and just go to your house unannounced, knock, and you'll be like, oh, come in, and we'll sit down, we'll eat, and then I'll get out.
Right.
I tried that here, and
rude.
They'll crack the door like, what do you want? I'll be like, I brought food for us to eat. They're like, hey, you didn't tell me you were coming at this time.
Dude, it's weird. I wish we had more of that kind of stuff.
What? Yeah.
You can do that here anytime.
Love that. But
I mean, just hope I'm home.
Exactly.
If I'm not home, that's another thing.
But it's like,
Bro, I gotta be honest, I gotta pee so bad.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
I've been this is officially my longest episode.
Let's go.
Also, I don't know what time you need to do things, but I want to make sure you're.
Oh my God, 4:45. Oh, I gotta go.
So. What time is your practice?
5:30.
Okay, so I'll come back and we'll close.
Okay, perfect. Love that.
Yeah, dude. Officially the longest episode ever, and I love it because like it's been pretty off script most of the time. And I was kind of looking at some points, and there was a lot of questions that were just answered organically.
Love that.
But we also went way deeper. I didn't know if you would want to talk about like Cameroon and like, I mean, I don't know. I was trying to allow it to go in the direction that it naturally went, but I didn't want to force it there if you didn't want that.
I appreciate
and I feel like we talked about a lot of really cool stuff, and we really dug into things that I didn't expect at all. And also, guess how long we've been talking?
2 hours and 30 minutes.
2 hours and 37 minutes.
Oh, dude, I was close.
You were close.
I was close.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's by far my longest interview, and also I literally feel like I could keep talking for like 5 more hours.
If I didn't look at this time, I would have definitely missed practice.
Yeah,
I can keep going.
At 3:52, that's whenever I was like, you know, I know you had mentioned before, I want to be respectful of your time.
Oh,
and then one more question, and you started cooking, and I was like, all right, chef. Keep on cooking, bro.
I love it, man. I love it. But if I'd be down to do another episode down the line.
Yeah, we definitely should. And as Kickin Week expands,
there we go. Yeah.
As it grows, and like I hope that this episode falls on ears of people who value what you do, and I hope that I haven't released an episode yet. So I don't know what people are going to see and how popular it will be, but I really hope that it falls on ears who value that, because that's what this show is all about, boosting the community, building the community. And this is the first time where there's been like a truly needed service for the community that's actually free.
Yeah, it's free.
So, like, man, if I had a kid, I couldn't think of a better person that I would want teaching them how to be a kid, and, like, someone that I would trust, like.
That's big time.
I appreciate that. Knowing you, I, like, would full confidence have no fear of the safety of my child, and, other people. While I might have a little confidence, it wouldn't be as much as I have with you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, genuinely good dude.
I make it a point to try to remain as innocent as possible and as joyful as possible. If nothing else, we can show kids how to exist on this earth joyfully.
Let's go.
Let's make it happen.
That's important. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for
this was
having
like
me.
Genuinely a blast. I can't wait until next time.
I can't wait till these come out. I want to watch the other people too.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, thanks again.
Thank you for having me.
Until next time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Love it.